up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, well, I don't wanna jinx it, baby, and twist myself at the spine. Don't wanna overthink it, baby. It's just twist your body and mine. Baby, you give me ice and fire. You're giving me wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me midnight. You whip up my appetite. Don't leave me here high and dry. Oh, but I don't wanna jinx it, baby. Let's not get ahead of my time. Oh, but I don't really miss you, baby. So I stand up and speak my mind. Oh, baby, you give me ice and fire. You're chilling wind and rain. You're some kind of butterfly. Baby, you give me
Hello and welcome to the show. This is Mike Reed, a commercial appliance technician, giving you information on the commercial appliance industry. Today, this ending part of January 2024, what I'm going to go over is some of the classes coming up in February for Manitowoc, Hoshizaki. I'm going to touch on, let's see here, we're going to touch on some of the industry news with Hoshizaki and then some of the new upstarts that are coming up around the country. And with that, let me hit you with the little industry news coming soon. Now, let me add this to it. I'm going to try not to make this a 15-hour stream. So what we got here is Hoshizaki has hired a new VP of refrigeration. Bring this down a little bit. Now, what this means, let me tell you who this person is. So this is Sandra Raffi. And this is a new role that they've created. So this information is on the Hoshizaki America website, which is kind of hard to find. This source is from Food Service Equipment and Supply magazine, which I've been a subscriber of for a number of years. So this person has been a veteran of the industry for 15 years, worked with Frankie Systems, which is coffee and water, Middleby Corporation, and HD Sheldon. So Hoshizaki is making a big push into refrigeration with their clients such as Chipotle. So Chipotle is all their uprights are Hoshizaki units, and they've actually stuck. Hoshizaki has been their supplier now for a number of years. They've actually, I can't think of anybody else who's been there longer than Hoshizaki at this point, because they went with True, they went with Continental, they were with a number of different brands. And so Hoshizaki is still right there with them. And that brings me to this one, which Hoshizaki has added, as you can see, this heated cabinets. I actually brought this up to my parts distributor at Hoshizaki, and the guy had no idea that he was gonna start having parts for these heated cabinets. So these heated cabinets are, basically what's going to be holding the food once it's made, which is good for the schools. Delfield deals a lot with these heated cabinets. So these things are big in hotels, universities, and other schools like that. I've done some schools where it's like practically a whole wall of hot holding, and they were like all Delfield. And so with this, Hoshizaki is slicing into the business, which is more, hey, what's going on? Which is more work for you. Now I know that on the refrigeration side, Hoshizaki outsources their refrigeration, a large number of their refrigeration. Hoshizaki owns one factory, and that's the one in Guatemala. So they have one in Guatemala or Honduras. They have a factory there that they actually make refrigerators. Those are the merchandisers. The other boxes are outsourced from another factory out of Mexico. Since those units are outsourced, it's just money on top of money for Hoshizaki. So they do their best to sling those rebranded units out there. So I believe they do have some input into how the boxes are made for their specification, but Hoshizaki is not the OEM supplier of those boxes, right? So now you know that Hoshizaki is making a big push into True territory, which explains why True actually has ice machines now, like Delfield does. Well, Delfield used to. And now we're going to get into the segment of the up and coming. This is let me change my, got a lot to do now. Let me change this banner. 1 second. Oh, sure. Hey, anytime you all have any questions whatsoever, drop it in the chat below and I'll address it live. Okay, so now we're going with news. Let me change this banner. These are new and up and coming chains around the country, thanks to Restaurant Business Magazine. In speaking with quite a few of you, I feel it's safe for me to go back into talking about the industry news, the up and coming restaurants, and so on and so forth. Some of you have taken the plunge with both feet, and others I've found have been working in the industry for a little while, and this is something that you're looking forward to. So Boulder, Colorado is home to Rush Bowls. All right, so this concept, 31 locations. They're up 117% in the last 3 years. And it's been buzzworthy since 2021. So that is Rush Bowl. Servings of fruits and vegetables. Let's see here. All right, so it's a New Yorker that started this. And if you would like, I'll drop the link to this one in the chat. And any other information you'd like, even at a later date and time, I can always go back and give you some of this information. So here's the link in the chat for anybody to keep up with it. The reason why I show you these up and coming locations is that these are the ones who are more than likely receptive to newer technicians handling them. Other chains have already formed relationships with existing service providers, and it makes it extremely difficult for you to get in. But it's not an issue with you providing service for a new and up and coming brand. Not a big deal. Main Squeeze, we have these Main Squeeze locations here in Houston. Let's see here, out of New Orleans, they have 18 so far. And it's also been buzzworthy since 2021. And here's their volume sales. It's very nice. I have to look up and see. Everyone wants to get a piece of Houston, so we always get the up and coming brands. Apple Spice, never heard of this one. Lunchbox Delivery and Catering out of Salt Lake City, Utah. Their sales are also pretty nice, 50 units. So this appears to be somewhat like a chicken salad chick, but not. All right, so they're doing their own fresh bread. So everybody sees blood in the water with this whole, I was going to say Starbucks, but with the whole Subway deal. And then Jimmy John's has gotten some bad press also. So it appears that there is room in that sandwich market for yet another one. Unit growth of 102%. So this is one to look out for. Apple Spice. The Great Greek. I want to say we might have one of these here too. All right, Mediterranean. Mediterranean is a big one. This is so crazy that this would be out of West Palm Beach. West Palm Beach, back when I lived there, they had one Greek restaurant. One. They had one Indian restaurant and one authentic Greek restaurant back then. And now this place has 15. I'm going to go back and look at it. So they launched in 2011. Greek Mediterranean period is on the rise. Kava, Greek, all of that stuff. All of those brands are up and coming. Clean Eats. Here you guys go. Wilmington, North Carolina. A lot of people are watching me from North Carolina. 44 units so far. Their sales volume is very nice. Let's see here. Let's see what we can find out more about Clean Eats. Let's see if they tell us. So they got 44 locations so far with a 65% average growth over the last 3 years. So they're on the upswing. So once again, someone's selling salads, bowls, snacks, wraps, and they're even doing burgers. So they're trying to cover three categories here. Health and fitness. If any of you know about Clean Eats, I'd love to hear about it. So let me keep going on this, because otherwise we'll be here for 3 hours. And my sister says I already go too long. Tropical Smoothie. Yeah, the owner of Tropical Smoothie Cafe just sold out. He sold out. Let me address that real quick. Let me make sure my screen is still showing the right thing. Yeah. SQ Services, what's happening? Yeah, you're going to see an uptick in Tropical Smoothie. They were already throwing those things up left and right. All right, so here we go. Tropical Smoothie Cafe sold for $2 billion. That's crazy. All right, so we're going to go back into Restaurant Business Magazine. $2 billion. I'm going to let you guys in on a little secret here. A lot of people like us get into the restaurant business because we're able to get our hands on so much equipment. Just like you see Mike Sneed got into the food service business. A lot of people do that. A lot of people get into that. Tropical Smoothie Cafe is an Amana speed oven, a couple of true refrigerators, under counter refrigerators, 4 Vitamix, Scotsman ice machine in the back, you know, and then the proteins. That's it. I mean, and they typically have about two young ladies working one of those locations. Oh yeah, I'm glad you liked it. I'm glad you liked it. Yeah, and then you gotta, every time you go to class, you're gonna learn a little something, and I hope it opened up your eyes. We're going to the Manitowoc class, seeing the other technicians there and all the different brands and trucks and styles that they had. It's really eye-opening for people that are new to the business to see everybody else out there, and you realize then that you're not really making much of a dent in your market. What you see all the other guys out there that are also servicing Manitowoc. Some people, when they first go, they get a little scared. They start to think that there's no business for them once they see everybody else in the room. So anyway, Tropical Smoothie Cafe, it's going to a large investment group. I don't know if this is up to date because they said the sale is next month. So, okay, so it's the same people that own Panera. So yeah, Tropical Smoothie, and in the South, they're able to open up a tropical smoothie in as little as 2 months. They throw those things up so fast. So now, yeah, so they have the idea, once the purchase goes through, they're going to actually increase the number of locations because it is so easy to do so. With Tropical Smoothie Cafe, you don't need a hood or any of that other stuff. Very little training for the employees. They put the food that's already prepared, they throw it in the speed oven, which is a microwave, and they're able to give you the sandwiches, and they're able to give you they're able to blend the drinks. All right, let me see what it says about the unit count has doubled to 1,200 locations at the end of 2022. And this is 2024 now. So I know my area is actually kind of littered with those places. All right, so let me go back to this. What do you guys think about, oh, that's the whole Shizaki. What do you guys think about all right, let me show you this. About this stuff. So now you see the potential of these places. Everbowl. Oh, we have Pokeworks here in Houston as well. Pokeworks, Irvine, California. I can't believe they only have 55 locations. But yeah, we have Pokeworks. I want to say we have 2 Pokeworks here. Once again, this is another super simple concept where they're taking the fish, raw fish, and they're doing it. They cook the food in a acidic liquid, like South Americans do ceviche. So they're doing poke. I don't know if you guys have poke, but we have a huge Asian population here in Houston, and so we have every concept. We have an area called Sugarland, Texas, and it is Asians are the second largest population, and then we also have a share T. So here's share T, Washington D.C. Okay, so you guys on the East Coast will see and recognize share T. 104 locations, up and coming. Let me see when they started. Okay, so they started 30 years ago. But you're going to see a lot. You're going to see a lot more of these share Ts. I want to say we have about 10 or so here in Houston. I've never heard of Playa Bowls. Once again, New Jersey, East Coast. You got 95. You got 95 of these. What is this? This is a Playa Bowls. It sounds South American. So once again, we're having these extremely, I mean, you can look at it's an extremely streamlined concept. Tocaya Organica. Oh, vegan. Vegan is oh, of course, West Hollywood. They have 16 units. I've seen this movie. I know how it ends. Slapfish. All right, let's see here. Also out of California, 25 locations. What's their growth like? Well, 52%. So here's another one. Concept serves seafood, including fish tacos, shrimp burritos, fish and chips, salad, sandwiches, and a variety of lobster dishes. That reminds me because Red Lobster is in trouble. Red Lobster is in trouble, so it is wise of you to jump on some of these other ones like Slapfish. All right, so what do we have here? Seattle, Washington. Once again, this looks like a vegan type Seattle Evergreen. Let's see here. Salads, wraps, and bowls for under $10. So this is sort of, there's a salad concept buzz right now where they're trying to do better than Salada. Salada has gotten out of control. Salada, when you go to Salada and order, you end up with a $20 per person order. It's nuts by the time you're done adding everything. Friends don't let friends eat wilted salad. Don't be afraid to rock the bowl. What is their percentage up? Okay, so they're doing pretty good. They've only got 18 locations. I wouldn't get too excited about this. The salad concept is really crowded. Once again, here's another bowl. This looks Asian. West Palm Beach. Oh, everybody has to do something with that retirement money. 19. 19 locations. Let me tell you something. When I lived in West Palm Beach had the worst food, the most horrible, awful, disgusting food. Excuse me, 1 second. The most horrible food. My wife is out of town, and so she's calling me. I bet she's going to call me back. This amazes me that there are so many concepts that are trending coming out of West Palm Beach. Amazing. This is amazing. Pliable. Okay, so you like Pliable. All right. Let me see here. Like I said, this is one that we don't have. We don't have Pliable here. I don't know what this Bole is. So West Palm Beach, that's yeah, you have a lot of financial institutions in West Palm Beach. We'll just put it like that. A lot of people deal with financial instruments in West Palm Beach, and they're looking to they're looking to provide a decent investment, a decent return on their investors' investment. So in order for them to do that, they need to actually put that money into something physical, something real. And so this is providing a 33% return on investment. So with that 33%, they can beat the stock market average, subsidizing with their ownership in this, covering losses and all that kind of stuff, offsetting the downturn in stock market, that kind of thing. All right, so this is a bold concept, doing quinoa salad and all that. Don't get too excited. Like I said, I've seen this movie before, and the sequels just keep coming. Ohio, that bastion of pizza goodness. All right, let me see how many locations they have. They have about 35. And so they're opening up. This is why we're here. Opening up new locations in West Virginia and South Carolina. So missed North Carolina by that much, which means North Carolina, you're next. You're next. All right, so they've also partnered with Kroger. This is why you want to get to know these kind of places. So Kroger is Albertsons. That's Ohio. That's the connection with Kroger and Ohio. I mean, Kroger, this rapid fire pizza in Ohio. They're all based in that place. Oh, this is a knockoff of Mods, is what it is. All right, so you got Salt and Straw ice cream. I know Mike Sneeze doing ice cream, so I'm going to reserve my comments. I'm not going to say anything because he's doing good things. Portland, Oregon. You don't really hear much about Portland, Oregon and ice cream. But here we go. Where are they opening up? 23 locations. Let's see here. Let's see what type of ice cream. So they're delivering. So that's something new that they're doing. I've given you guys information on Stolting. I've given you information on Carpigiani. There is so all those manufacturers have batch freezers that make the ice cream. So you have plenty, and then you have blast chillers. So a lot of the manufacturers that I've already given you, they make blast chillers. They make the equipment that more than likely is going to be in that location. All right, another one, donuts. Donuts is a pretty rough business. 37 locations, and they're now in 14 states. I know there's people that follow me that work in the donut locations. I myself am not a big fan. Oh, okay. I see Jake says he doesn't eat it, but his family does. Yeah, that's just one of those things. And once again, this is restaurant business news. All right, so this is a hot chicken concept. Sort of like, I guess it's sort of like hot mics. Everyone saw how that took off, so they're trying to do the same type of thing. 23% growth is not bad. So fried chicken, which is going to mean your not ultra fry. I'm sorry, I had a lot of calls for ultra fry over the week, which is going to mean not exactly Fry Master, but it's going to mean Pitco. So it's going to mean Pitco, and typically before it meant Ultra Fryer, Pitco. Henny Penny is going to mean Henny Penny. Baba Cooks, burritos, General Tso's chicken. Okay, so they're doing an upstart like Torchy's and Fuzzy's Taco. New Jersey, 43 locations. Hey, who am I to judge? They're trying to do the same thing like Torchy's. So Torchy's has really taken off, especially in my area. We have a number of Torchy's. I just had one that opened up, I'd say about 6 months ago, right around the corner for me. So this concept is 43 and 33% return. It's not bad. So I would look into this. This is going to be stretching all up and down the East Coast. If they're out of New Jersey, look for them to open up in Florida. So if you guys that are in Florida are having a hard time, you have to jump on these places from the jump. All right, this is one I know very well. This is Salad and Go. Salad and Go is expanding like crazy out of Phoenix, Arizona. 27% return. This is incorrect. This number, this says 25. There are there are 20 in Houston, Texas. So that number is grossly inaccurate. Grossly inaccurate. There are 20 here as of a week ago. So we just had one open up in the Heights in Houston, Texas. So Salad and Go, if you ever work in one, you'll see a lot of Salad and Go equipment in the background of some of my videos. That's going to be True Refrigeration. It's going to be Volrath. It's going to be Craftco. You're looking at Stolting, and you're looking at Isomatic ice machines. Every Salad and Go has an unbelievable 3 ice machines in each one of their little matchbox size locations, and they're serving. You've seen me do Gongcha, stand in front of Gongcha. They really don't have much inside Gongcha. 88 locations, Plainview, New York. So their refrigeration, I went into a couple of different stores. Their refrigeration varies. It could be True in one, it could be Turbo Air in another one. Let's see here, Chop Shop. So here we go. This is out of Texas where I'm at. 15 locations. Fresh juices. Pretty good return. I wouldn't. 15. They're in Arizona and Texas. I wouldn't get too excited just yet, unless you're in Arizona and Texas. Those 2 hot spots. Fat Shack. Burgers. The burger space is saturated. They've only got 20. They're in Colorado. Who knows? So they plan on doing another. They plan on getting to 9 states. So this is one you might want to look at, Fat Shack. So that's going to be griddles, deep fryers, lots of refrigeration. And we're almost done. All right, kebab shop. Middle Eastern, San Diego. That's unusual. You would think that would come out of New York. Okay. Unit volumes were 800,000. Wow. That is nice. Okay, 19 locations in California, Texas. So all you guys in California, here you go. And once again, Texas, as everybody tries to hit up Texas. I'm not familiar with the kebab shop. I actually eat kebab. So if there were one here, I probably would have hit them up, but they've only got 19. So more than likely, the other location is probably going to be like in Dallas or San Antonio or something like that. Because funny thing, I was talking with a manufacturer, and he mentioned a place, and I rattled off where it was and all that other kind of stuff. He called me Rain Man. All right, Pennsylvania, 92. Also another. Oh, we have Duck Donuts here. Okay, we have a lot of Duck Donuts here. So a guy I know, he was doing work there. They are putting in refrigeration from a company that I've already given you. So please call all of these people that I've given you, sign up so you can get in the door. So Southern California and others in between. Well, I know for a fact Duck Donuts is here. I haven't had any yet. So that's 92. 92 locations. And that ends that part of the segment. Wow, I still have 2 people here. All right, cool. Now, let me change this. Who here wants me to run through what the training schedule is going to be for Hoshizaki and Manitowoc? I'm not going to give you all the details and all that good stuff. I can break that down and do those other videos later. But I'll run through, put a 1 in the chat if you're ready for the Hoshizaki and Manitowoc schedules for California and that type of thing. So let me see what we got. So we went through the Hoshizaki story. So you guys found out that Hoshizaki is making a big push. That's right. Get your training for Hoshizaki. Get certified to work on Hoshizaki because you're going to end up with clients dealing with Hoshizaki like that. All right. So we did that. We went over the tropical smoothie news. And what the hell? I'll go ahead and show you. So the Hoshizaki updated the schedule slightly for the year. So this is the newest one, Hoshizaki. Where are we at? Here's February. So February 6th, Seattle. Let's see here. Greenville, South Carolina. Yours is also the 6th. You're going to want to call that 800 number that you see on the screen. You're going to want to call your local distributor. You have to sign up for the class and pay for the class if there is a fee, because a lot of times they're not charging a fee this year. With this being Canon Marketing, I'm 90% sure that there's going to be a fee. So, Portland, Oregon, February 7th. That's when your class is. You need to call the Hoshizaki distributor in your area. Charleston, South Carolina, February 7th. That's also Canon Marketing. 1-800-952-5913. All right, let me see where you guys are at. So make sure you're looking at it. Oh, that's really small. All right, hold on one second. How about this? There we go. Oh, look at that. People wanted to hear about the schedule. Sorry about that. So we ended up with Jamaica. All right, so let's see here. Greenville, February 6th. Portland, February 7th. Charleston, the 7th. Eugene, Oregon, the 8th. Myrtle Beach, South Carolina. So there you guys go. Once again, this is Hoshizaki. So all of this is Canon Marketing so far. That's your distributor for the East Coast for South Carolina. And it's the same 800 number, right? So for the 2 people that watch me from Jamaica, my wife is down there right now. She had a death in the family. So all you people in Kingston, Montego Bay, St. Anne Parish, yours is February 12th through the 16th. You're going to want to use this. It's not going to be It's not going to be ATL. It is it's actually Hoshizaki. It is actually Hoshizaki. I know that's shocking. Normally, for those of you that do not know, when you get into these smaller countries, you end up with a distributor that handles the entire country. And there's one distributor down there in Jamaica, and they handle everything. Anything that's sold down there, it has to go through them. So if you're in Jamaica, this is who you need to contact in order to get into the class. So it looks like they're making a big push from the 12th to the 16th. All right, so Charlotte, North Carolina. There you guys go. That is also Canon Marketing. Raleigh is the 14th. Greenville is the 15th. All of this is Canon Marketing. Let me go into... All right. Canon Marketing. So they're covering North Carolina, South Carolina, Alabama, Tennessee, and Georgia. This is who your distributor is, people. Probably half of you on the stream right now, because I got a ton of people that follow me from the Carolinas. Right here, this one right here. Oh shoot! Sorry about that. Let's see if this thing will let me go back. This one right here. This one in this picture on the left side. This is the only refrigerator that is actually made by Hoshizaki. These other ones are made by another corporation. So these are rebranded. This one right here is an ice machine. So all the rest of these are, Hoshizaki slaps their name on it. Which means they don't have any money tied up into it. It's all, it's all sales for Hoshizaki, which is why they're pushing it like crazy. And what do we love? Everybody loves having everything the same because they think that they're going to get all the same service provider if they have Hoshizaki refrigeration and Hoshizaki ice machine, which is kind of why True has done the ice machine. So we did this. So North Carolina, and then so now we're back. So February 15th is Rancho Cordova, California, and that's the Western distributor for Hoshizaki. DL Cox. These are all different people you have to contact with Hoshizaki for the different cities, but you just call up your local distributor and then they'll send you to the right person. Let's see here. And then for me in Texas, you got Dallas. That's February 19th. South Central District. They're actually in Dallas. I think it's Flower Mound. So you got Dallas the 19th and the 20th. Atlanta, Georgia. There you go. Atlanta, Georgia has the one class Sunlow. So you just call up. I don't think they do very many classes there because they have the in-person class that people would opt to take versus the little sit-down class. So Dallas is the 19th, the 20th, and the 21st. And the reason why they have two dates is because there are two classes. So it's just a half a day class. Birmingham, Alabama. That's by Sunlow also. So Birmingham, Alabama is February 21st. Dallas again is the 22nd. Savannah, Georgia is the 22nd. That's through Sunlow. Lafayette is the 27th. That's Southern Commercial Products. So Louisiana is the 27th. New Orleans is the 28th. Springfield is the 28th. Springfield, Missouri. Best Refrigeration. I know I have some people that are following me from that area, right around Springfield. And then you got Livermore, California. Once again, that's the 29th. You have to contact the Western Distribution Center for Hoshizaki to get into that class. It is a half-day class. And then Costa Rica is February 28th. 26th through the 28th, and then Guatemala is 28th through the 1st. That's probably going to depend on Coke because this is a Coke sponsor. I guess this is going to be Coke focus for their technicians. All right, and then once again, I told you guys about Nordon. So Nordon is hosting theirs for Pennsylvania. That's in March. Chicago, that's in March. So I got to tell my sister to go to the Chicago class. All right, so that is, let me see what you guys have to say. So that is Hoshizaki. And let me change my banner before I go to Manitowoc. And feel free to put in anything in the comments section if you needed their email information or anything like that. I can put that in the comments section. All right, so we're going to do a quick run of Manitowoc, which you're going to have to bear with me for one moment, because I'm going to have to kill that and add another screen. All right, so here we are with the Manitowoc. Okay, good. The screen looks decent size. Okay, let's see what we got here. Do you ever get defective replacement parts? No, I've never gotten a defective replacement part. Does the customer have to pay for labor and trip charge if the part was not good? Okay, so how warranty works is this, and each manufacturer is different. So with Hoshizaki is going to pay you for you have to buy the part, so then they'll pay you back for the part. Then, at least that's how my distributor works. And then they're going to pay you the labor rate for it. The customer is responsible for paying you for the trip charge, for getting out there and diagnosing the unit. And then once you diagnose it and find out what's what, Hoshizaki covers the rest of it. But the customer has to cover you coming out there. And they'll explain all that to you when you go to the training class. You wait till you get the instructor to the side, and you can ask them, and you can always ask your local distributor, because these kind of things will vary. But that's what I do. I charge them that type of thing. And once again, you have to sign up in order for you to run a call. You have to have attended the class. Other than that, Hoshizaki isn't going to pay you back for the part, and they're not going to pay you for the labor, even with it being under warranty. If it's Manitowoc will reimburse the part. They will not pay you for the labor when it's under warranty, because a lot of times the customer doesn't know. They call you out for a service, and then you run the serial number, and then you find out, he's like, hey, this thing is still under warranty. This thing is new. But the customer still has to pay you to come out there and diagnose it, because it is not every call you get on a new unit is not going to be a warranty call. Dare I say, very rarely is a call that you get a warranty call. Usually the calls that you get has to do with water, whether the filters are blocked, need to be changed, whether the machine is dirty. That's usually the thing that causes it. And then a lot of times if it's not a remote, you'll have blocked up condensers and that type of thing, and that invalidates the warranty. So even though they have warranty, this is not residential. No one cares about pleasing the customer. If you take pictures of that condenser blocked up and they have a failed compressor, the customer has to pay for that compressor. There is no warranty. That's called customer abuse. It's not like residential where they want to push things through and make the customer happy. That's not the way it goes on the commercial side. You leave the commercial, and the commercial is a separate thing than the residential. All right, so where are we at here? Manitowoc. Manitowockin'. All right. And if you guys like, I'm from Chicago, which is, like 45, 50 minutes away from the Wisconsin border. I used to work for Air Wisconsin. It's pronounced Manitowoc. All you have to do is look at a simple video, type in Manitowoc, and you'll get, because it's a city. Let's see here. And then you'll see the news, and they pronounce it as Manitowoc. It's a Native American word. Okay, so this is, all right, so we're already set up. For the 1st of next month, Baker is hosting. Oh, that's Houston. Oh, okay. They just updated this. Nice. Because I missed the other class. Okay, cool. And this is hosted by Baker. I need to call Tracy. Tracy is my sales rep. Wow, that's nice. Okay. Because they were just 3 classes that ended on Thursday, and I missed them. All right, so that's Houston. They must have been full classes because they just added that. All right, let's see what we got here. Southern Ice. So that's going to be Louisiana or something like that. Southern Ice is Phoenix, Arizona. So Phoenix, Manitowoc makes it so freaking difficult. They got to do something different. Okay. So yours is the 6th, February 6th. So February 6th is Arizona. Here you guys go. Frederick, Maryland. Frederick, Maryland is Manitowoc. And your distributor is United Refrigeration. So let me see who this is. And Jonathan Bailey is the teacher for this. Also on the 6th, WPD is the distributor, whoever WPD is. And this is Santa Clara, California. Santa Clara. Now, Tulsa, Oklahoma, is that also going to be the 6th? It is. So United Refrigeration is hosting the Tulsa class. Man, I wish I could move this stuff around. This is not nice. Also on the 6th, you got Baker's hosting in Orlando. So there you go. And the crowd goes wild. Let me see where you guys are. Orlando. Finally, there you are. I know how much you guys are waiting in Florida. Let's see here. Phoenix, Arizona. Southern Ice again. Yours is the 8th. Let's see who else is on the 8th. Newark, Delaware. All right, so yours is the 8th. California, San Ramon. Let me just do this way because this is nuts. Let me do California. Put in your state abbreviation in the chat. And then I'll start with those first. Put in your abbreviation. Okay, so here we go. So, to make this easier, Santa Clara is the 6th. Then Monterey, California, San Ramon, Riverside, Cerritos, and then Canoga Park, California. Your distributor is WPD, and your dates respectively are the 6th, the 7th, the 8th, the 20th, the 21st, the 21st, and the 22nd. So those are your dates. Contact WPD for Manitowoc training in Santa Clara, Monterey, San Ramon, Riverside, Cerritos, and Canoga Park. So let's see here. Who's put, and no one's put anything in the chat. You said if it's COD in case it did happen, defective part, what would you suggest? All right, if you ever had a defective part, there is a part warranty. If you get your part from the distributor, every part has a warranty. You just take it back to the distributor. All the parts are coded. They're all labeled. They all have numbers on them. Every single one of the parts. Yeah, we already did Monterey. Yeah, we did Monterey. So Monterey is you're the 7th. You're February 7th for. Sorry about that. February 7th for Monterey. WPD is your distributor. And so you're going to email Scott at Team WPD. This thing isn't going to let me do it, I don't think. Yeah, I don't think it's going to let me do it. Scott at teamwpd.com. That's who you're going to email to get into the Manitowoc class for Monterey. Now, what's the next state? Let's see here, because it was nuts doing these. It was nuts doing these the other way. Sticking with that way. All right, Arizona. Yeah, all of these are February 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th for Arizona. So Phoenix, you need to contact Southern Ice. There we go. This is a little better. Let's see. We'll go to Florida because that's a favorite. All right, Florida, that's Baker. So Florida is going to be 6th, 7th, and 8th, respectively. So that's going to be Orlando. All of these are Orlando and in Daytona. So the 8th is going to be for Daytona Beach. Orlando and Daytona, you're going to want to email C. Perez at Baker Distribution. All right, so that's Florida. Let me see what we got here. New York. All right, Elmsford, New York. Yours is the end of the month. Yours is the 22nd, and you're with United Refrigeration. All right, let's see if we got anything here. Tennessee. All right, so let me go to Tennessee next. All right, state. Oh, there's no Tennessee. The hell? Okay, there's no Tennessee. They're not having any training in Tennessee. How about Kentucky? What's another state that's close to you? Because I don't know which part of Tennessee you're on. So it doesn't look like they're covering your part of the country. They haven't gotten into it unless you're going to be. Nah, I doubt you're going to be by Missouri. Let's see here. Indiana. Nah, I don't know if any of that. Let's see. I don't know if any of that is going to be. Missouri is not going to be close to you. Yeah, so there's no Tennessee. No Tennessee coming up. Not in February, anyway. Let's see here. So anyway, since we're in there, South Bend, Indiana. Okay, Indianapolis and South Bend. So you're at the end of February 20th, 21st, and the 22nd. And who is your distributor? Some company called South Central Company. And then for Kansas City, Missouri, yours is also at the end of the month, the 28th and the 29th. Let's see here. Who else wants their state information? I did New York. I didn't do New Jersey. All right, so there's some New Jersey there. Let me take this off. Let me do New Jersey. Okay, Tom's River and Hasbrook Heights. So yours is also near the end of the month, the 20th and the 21st. You're going to want to contact URI. So URI is doing your Manitowoc training. All right. And then who else? So we did California. We did Arizona. We did Florida. And those are my hot spots. I did Texas. And then we're actually doing, okay, you're doing Tulsa, Ada, and Oklahoma City. The Ice guy is doing yours. So yours is the 6th, the 7th, and the 8th with the Ice guy for Oklahoma. Hoshizaki. Well, we went over Hoshizaki. CEO Jakes. Let's see here. We went over that. Actually, now I gotta get out of this thing. We went over that. Let's see here. So whatever's there is there. Okay, we'll be going to Wichita for the training on the 6th. Okay. And that's Manitowoc, right? A little more. So I'm just going to assume that is Manitowoc because CEO Jakes is talking about Hoshizaki class. Georgia? Did we do Georgia? I don't know if I did Georgia. Let's see here. I don't know if I even saw Georgia. That's why. Yeah, there's no Georgia here. Yeah, Colorado. I don't know if I did Colorado. Okay, so Denver is the 13th, the 14th, the 15th. 13th and the 14th is Denver. Glenwood Springs is the 15th, and it's Grand Junction, and then Durango. So all right, Denver is through Baker. Glenwood Springs is through Baker, and then Grand Junction and Durango is through National Equipment Corp. So I almost missed that. So those are going to be smaller classes, 25 and 45 people. All right, so let me get back to this. XLT. XLT is every month. You must contact XLT Ovens if you would like to be in an XLT class. XLT is every month. That is on your schedule. I did a whole video on XLT Ovens. So you must contact XLT and make your arrangements, and then they will go ahead and get you all set up. So that is completely on you. All right, let's see here. All right, so I want to say that is it with that one. Let me stop the screen. I'm going to share. And get back to this and go back to, I wanted to show some of the, okay, let's see what we got here. I wanted to show some of the other stuff. Already got in touch with him. Gifted Hands, who's him? I need when you all contact me, I need a little more to go on. You guys are giving me like these fraction, like you guys are just throwing out a statement without much with it. So is him, you already got in touch with XLT Ovens? Is that what you're saying? Because if you already got in touch with XLT Ovens, Who's this? Hey, Mike, we'll be going to the Wichita for the training on the 6th. So that training is with Wichita. That training is with XLT. Oh, good. All right, good. Hey, Patrick. Hey, let me know. Put any comment in the And thank you for subscribing and being a member of the channel. Put in the comment what information you're looking for, then I can do that for you. Okay, you're saying yes with XLT ovens. Okay. Well, that's good news because XLT is, they're going to explain it to you, but that's Domino's, that's Sam's Club, that's Costco. I think there's Little Caesars. Yeah. What am I talking about? So that's Domino's, there's Little Caesars, and then that's going to be some of the. Well, everybody's switching over to XLT. So if they did have Middleby ovens, if they had the Wow, if they had Marshall, they're all getting the XLT ovens, and that's not a new thing. That's been for like the last 10 years. So some of these pizza ovens out there are over 20 years old in some of these locations, and so when they upgrade them, they're all going with XLT. I like working on XLT myself. All right, so I've been on here about an hour, and I see that some of you all did sign up for the Heatcraft classes. So out of the 12 classes, they're now down to 10. Well, 12 people that can attend, they're now down to 10. So that's a good sign that you guys are signing up for Heatcraft. And then I wanted to show you something about, this is a brand called Everest. I don't know if you all ever seen Everest, but Everest is one that you will see from time to time in different places, and you just never know. It's an option that people go with, depending on who the distributor is in their market. And so you can always contact Everest and sign up with Everest. Well, Gifted Hands, I wish you much luck with that training class. So you should have a good time. I was just at, speaking of pizza ovens, I was just at the, what is it? What are they called? They're called the pizza something. They're called the pizza makers or something. What is the Heatcraft? Missed that one. Heatcraft. Oh, let's see here. Yeah, I did a video on Heatcraft. So Heatcraft is for those of you who want to do walk-ins. If you are interested in doing walk-ins, you must sign up with the Heatcraft classes. Let me put this in the chat. These are hands-on classes where they teach you how to construct the box. These are hands-on classes where they teach you how to work on them, how to diagnose them, the whole nine. It is a complete hands-on in Atlanta, Georgia. Oh, cool. Yeah, let me know, because I've been meaning to go to the XLT factory. So these are all classes. If you do not sign up for the class, they have them every month, February, March, April, but they fill up. So they have a class just on the controllers for Heatcraft. They have free webinars and whatnot, but they also have in-person. So they have in-person beginners. See, here's the core electrical refrigeration. It's a 2-day class. You have to go to Atlanta, Georgia. right? And they tell you, they tell you what you bring and everything like that, common troubleshooting scenarios. And then they have a certified heatcraft technician program where that's where they're only directing people to those that have been through the heatcraft training. So February 20th has passed. So here's March. Right? So one person signed up for this class so far. But how it always works is every time you want to go, the class is gone. So these are the classes. March 5th, it's $875. It's a 2-day refrigeration and electrical diagnosing class, hands-on. So it's a review of the electrical principles, components, the whole nine. And they will take you step by step from this class, and that prepares you for the next one. So they tell you who is the target audience for this. This is for the beginner and intermediate HVACR technician. And they say as well as the seasoned technician. So these are the classes. These are the ones for you. Nice. These are the classes that you would take if you want to work on walk-ins. Put a 1 in the chat if you are unfamiliar with what a walk-in is. If you are unfamiliar with what a walk-in is, what it looks like, what the components are, I can cover that pretty quickly. I'll do like a little 5-minute presentation on that. But heatcraft classes are now open and available. My advice to you is to sign up. Okay, let's see here. So let me get my stuff set up. I made the screen a little big on my end. And before I go ahead and end this one, is there anything that you guys would like me to bring up to go over? So what we did do is we covered new and up and coming brands, restaurant chains and whatnot that are all across the country, West Coast, East Coast, training dates, manufacturers that are going to be expanding their product reach through all different type of chains, all different type of markets. So the much loved Hoshizaki refrigerators and freezers are going to be out there. They're trying to make it as popular as True and Continental. Maybe even more, just as popular as Delfield. So that is what they're trying to do. All right, and with that, since you guys don't have anything else that you want to ask me about, we covered the heatcraft. So that's for your walk-ins. And I gave you a new one to look at, Everest. And let me tell you, the reason why I give you all these unknown smaller brands is because those are the ones that need technicians. True is not signing up anyone. Continental is not signing up anyone. Now, when you say, have I ever worked on Hobart? That's like saying, have you ever worked on... Man. All right, so I cover Hobart I covered Hobart quite a bit. I see you must be new to my channel. All right, let me show you what Hobart is. I'm from Chicago. Hobart is part of Illinois Tool Works. All right, so Hobart is Illinois Tool Works. When you say, have you ever worked on a Hobart? Let me show you what Hobart is. Hobart is this. That's Hobart. Hobart is, let's see here. Oh, this is Hobart. Hobart is mixers. It's dishwashers. Hobart is, let's see here, the Red Goat, which is the food waste disposal. Hobart is, you know, let's see here. What other? Why are they not showing us everything? This is really strange that Hobart is doing this. I have no love for Hobart. I don't know why they're only showing the dishwashers and the other stuff. All right, so Hobart, and actually, man, I got a picture. I was just dealing with a Hobart convection oven. Let me see if I got a picture of it. All right, you can see it. So here's a Hobart convection oven right here. So when you say, have you ever dealt with a Hobart? Like, what Hobart? Hobart makes dishwashers, ovens, refrigerators. Hobart is a huge corporation. I call them one of the evil corporations. I call them one of the evil corporations. Where's my phone? Matter of fact, it is. I'll show you guys my pictures. Let me cancel this. Do you ever repair Hobart? Yeah. I mean, that's like saying, have you ever worked on a Ford? Have you ever repaired a Ford? Like, yeah. I've been doing this since I was 15 years old. So I mean, it's just one of those things. Let me show you. But there's no upside in dealing with Hobart. That's the whole problem, is there is no upside. I could have swore I took a picture of that damn Hobart. Is it easy to get tech support? Yes and no. Hobart has 3,000 technicians. The reason why I say that is because, all right, you can get tech support on Hobart, but you cannot get tech support on Taylor. Here's the way around. Oh man, let me see if I got that. I had that picture. I don't know where it went to. Let me see if you guys can see this. Yeah, you guys can see that a little bit. I had that. Well, here's the thing. When you have Hobart makes the equipment, they sell the equipment, and they service the equipment with service contracts. Oh, I don't have a picture of it. It was right next door, that freaking Hobart. So the customer had the brand that I was working on, and then I had a Hobart right next to it. So is it easy? I don't know. I can't remember the last time I've called Hobart tech support. So, I mean, it all depends. It all depends on what Hobart wants to do. All right, was it? Yeah. All right. So last time I called Hobart, I was working on a unit, and my customer pointed to their refrigerator. It was one of these new streamlines. So I called the tech support. I was on hold for an hour. I was already working on something else, so I just called to phone it in so Hobart would take care of it because it was brand new. It was under warranty. Well, I mean, look, if you're asking, all you gotta do is call them. It all depends on who answers the phone. Maybe they'll help you, maybe they won't. Hobart has their own people. Anyone who manufactures equipment and has their own people, they don't have to answer you. They don't. It's not something that, just for now on, just spit it out. Say, if you, hey, do these people ask? I'll never talk about Hobart. I don't talk about, hey, who else? I don't talk about Hobart. I don't talk about Taylor, because they have their own service network and they don't really let other people get in there. Now, Hobart has their own, let me show you. Hobart has their own service network, and you can actually go to a local Hobart. Let me show you. You can go to a local Hobart spot and pick up parts and everything. Hobart, let's see here. Hobart equipment. So there it is right there. So I go on over there. So I go on over to my local Hobart place, and because I do work at Starbucks and I work on the Hobart dishwasher and stuff like that. Um, but I can't remember, besides that one Continental Streamline or whatever. I can't remember the last time I called Hobart for tech support. It's there's no real upside with it. And then I got into it with one of the Hobart techs over an install. They wanted me to completely redo one of my install and use a different material for part of the drain. No, part of the water system. The guy wanted a rigid copper line instead of it was a flexible line, and we got into an argument over water and temperature, even though it's rated for hot water. It was hot water line, but he wanted copper, which I had not quoted for copper, so that was an issue for me. But yeah, just call Hobart. It's up to your customer. If they're a big Hobart client, then they'll talk to you, but Hobart doesn't have to talk to you. It's just one of those things. Other than that, you have no other option. There's nobody else you can call about Hobart. Only person you can call is Hobart. It is what it is. So I don't know what you mean, whether you gonna work on it or not work on it. Just spit it out. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're saying, just spit it out. I have no idea where you're going with your line of questioning. See what it? So Hobart charges the arm and the leg just for the trip charge. I have no sympathy for these people that complain about that. I think they're the scum of the earth myself. So what? I had somebody complain about that yesterday. They wanted me to come out. For now, I think I'm going to start recording these conversations when the people call me. Because that would have really been a nice one, because the customer was begging me to come out to his restaurant to work on his deep fryer. And he said he paid the last guy well. He said he had no problem, but the last guy stopped servicing him just out of the blue. And I had to explain to him that it was that the technician got a larger customer, a better customer. This is all, if you're looking for somebody to give you advice, it's not good. It's not good for you. You have to make your own decisions. You have to make your own decisions. When you say Hobart, what? Is it an oven? Is it a dishwasher? Is it a refrigerator? Is it a mixer? Is it a food processor? Is it a slicer? Hobart makes all those slicers. Hobart is and I already did a video on this. Please check out the prior videos. All right. All of that is covered. All of this is covered. Hobart equipment. Hold on. Revenue. All right. Let's see. 2023. All right. Let's see here. Because Hobart does. Let me do 22. Because Hobart does. Oh, this is bad. Because their services. Oh, this is their servicers mint revenue is $307 million. What they do in the service arm. Hobart equipment. Number of techs. So yeah, Hobart has 1,500 factory trained technicians. The Illinois Tool Works. So the question you really have to ask yourself on any of that, I work on their stuff. I work on their stuff. I don't know how to work on the stand mixers, the floor mixers, but I do work on the ovens. I do work on the fridges. So you need to. My advice to you is to not work. And then you guys didn't see. All right, you didn't see any of my stuff. I installed the Hobart in the Houston Rockets stadium. I mean Houston Rockets. Where's my phone? Hold on 1 second. Let's see here. All right, Houston. So the question you have to ask is why? To what end? What are you doing that for? Yeah, dude, I actually make a lot of money installing Hobart stuff. I do the Hobart dishwashers at Rice University. I've installed those. I've installed dishwashers, like I said, the Houston Rockets. I did was that Hobart's products, the other one? Let me see here. How the hell do I search? Okay. Yeah, all this is Houston Rockets. I did all of this. So I did the Toyota Center. Yeah, so I'm not a big sports fan. So I did the Hobart I did that. Let me see here. Here we go. So there I am. That's a dishwasher. Stratford High School. Oh, I don't touch mixers. Stratford High School. This is the Hobart. That's Hobart. This is made with Hobart stuff. Let me see if you actually are seeing this. Oh, you're not actually seeing this. Hold on 1 second. Oh, okay. Oh, you're a different person. HH, you do mixers. Mixers is an extremely difficult thing to get training on. I do work for a lot of. See, here's a Hobart mixer right there. Let me see if you're seeing. Yeah, there is a mixer right there. I worked on this mixer. I fixed this mixer, but I don't deal anything with like changing the oil. I don't deal with anything with oh, okay, so I'll deal with the controls, but I don't deal with anything with the planetary gear or the oil. I don't do that. I don't know how to do that. Excuse me. And nobody I work with trains on any of that stuff. It's I deal with oh man, oh doggone it, the competitors. I deal with the competitors, and they don't even do any training. So here in the Toyota Center, does it show you the top? No, it won't even show you the top. Here it is. So yes, I deal with Hobart. Is it a favorite? No. Is Hobart in Starbucks? Every single Starbucks has Hobart. There's the Hobart office that's close to me, to where I go and get my parts. That's a dishwasher. There's their trucks. There I am leveling one of the machines. There it is at a high school. I do that, and then I do the Red Goat. I put in their mixers and all that stuff. Hobart is an 800-pound gorilla. So yeah, I work on it, but That doesn't mean anything. That means absolutely nothing. That doesn't help you at all. Yeah, I work on it. So do they have tech support? Maybe they do. Um, some of these people, if you get on the phone and if you can't talk to tech support, they're going to hang up the phone on you. You'll be in mid sentence and they're going to drop your call, which is why I tell everyone to go to factory training. That is why I have this channel. This channel is to guide you towards the factory training. Hopefully they're free. If they're not, I try to tell you what the cost of the class is. Once you learn the different pieces of equipment, I try to tell you who uses this equipment. So you're just not going to training for nothing. Well, for a new guy. Oh no, definitely not for a new guy. Definitely not for a new guy. No. If you're new, you're better off with the no-name, lesser brands. What's happening with this is somebody's trying to take advantage of you. So they'll hit you up with this Charleston, they'll hit you up with Hobart, they'll hit you up with all these brands that are extremely expensive to repair, and they're preying on your naivete. They're using you. Because if someone that actually has that knowledge puts their hands on that piece of equipment, they're going to walk away with a fistful of cash. Because if you're working on a Hobart, what did you say it was? It was a Hobart what? I can't remember. You just said Hobart. It's like Hobart makes everything. I completely forgot what it was that you were saying. I completely forgot about what it was. Was it says, have I ever worked on a Hobart? And I'm like, yeah, I'm work on it and install it. Don't love them. But what was it? What was it? Was it oh, was it a dough mixer? Oh God, no! All right. Oh, have you ever worked on a mixer before? Period. Any brand, global. That's what it is. I'm the service provider for Global and a couple other. Atosa has mixers. They're trash, but yeah, I work on those. Let me show you what that is. Yeah, that's crazy that you said mixer and the first thing that popped up was the mixer. All right, so if you worked on a residential mixer, it is a cousin. Did they tell you what the problem was with the dough hook mixer? Please don't say that the base was broken or something like that, because if the base is broken, you're going to need to weld the base. And I don't know if your welding skills are there. So what did they say was going on with that? So here's Hobart. Let me show you what a Hobart mixer. What a Hobart mixer is running for. So Hobart, you're looking at, so for the upright, the full mixer is 25,000. The cheaper one is 65,000. So this is why I say somebody's trying to take advantage of you, because they're expecting you to come out and work on a $65,000 mixer, and you're going to do what? You think they're actually going to? They're not going to stay on the phone with you. Okay. In order to do a PM on a Hobart mixer, And there's very, very little information on how to service and maintain mixers. You must change the oil, and there's normally an oil in here. I mean, there's a window to see where the oil is. Let's go to YouTube. There is a Hobart mixer. Let me see if that pulls up anything. Oh, here's something. Here's something about training. Here is Hobart, accept. Hobart service training for their partners. Employees, so you have to be an employee. What is this for? So this is for dishwashers, 5-day service training for big machines. All this is dishwashers. All right, so none of this is mixer. 2 different training. Why does this say for employees? Okay, so I guess this is if you're trying to go from slicers to dishwashers. So here are the classes that you can take. And this doesn't even look like this is the United States with a 49 number, 49 extension. Oh, let's see here. So this is completely up to you if you would like to do a PM on it. Just know that it's not, these mixers are extremely heavy. You need a forklift to move them, and not just a regular forklift. You need like a 3,000-pound capacity forklift to move these type of machines. You're not going to be able to do, I know they're saying PM, but you're not going to be able to change the planetary gear and that kind of stuff in their place. You're not going to be able to fix the base in their place, because you're going to do type of things that's going to have shards of metal flying everywhere. You can't get that in the flour. So that's a no-go. So I don't suggest to anyone to work on mixers, not unless they have the training. If you have the training on dough mixers, by all means, go at it. Hobart is number 1. There are many other people that make dough mixers. I've given you the information on them. You can bother the hell out of those people about classes. Let's see, stand mixers for sale. Because I believe, yeah. Let's see here. Yeah, so Centerline is Hobart. So that's what I was calling. I was calling Hobart, and I was on the line for forever. So if you want tech support on a mixer, they're not going to help you. I can tell you that right now. Hobart's not going to help you. So you can sign up to do the Axis. Axis is MVP. Axis is MVP. Globe said no. They told me they don't have any training for any of their mixers, even though I provide service. This is Volraf. I am a Volraf service provider. Volraf didn't tell me anything about training, and I go to training classes for their stolting equipment. I don't know who's making this for Main Street. Avantico, I don't know who's making that for Avantico. And Eurodib, I don't know who's making that for them. But it is I don't see any upside on you doing any PMs on stand mixers. Oh yeah, he's never going to tell you how much Hobart, because he's trying to take advantage of you. His only option is Hobart. There is no one else that is going to touch that mixer. All the old guys that were servicing mixers are passing away, or they're too old to actually work the equipment, and these guys they don't have anybody in line. These guys didn't have anybody lined up to take over this kind of work for them. So people are just left with Hobart as their only option. So I know you look at it and see it as an opportunity, but without training, you can't tech support your way through it. You can't tech support your way through lining up the planetary gears. That's just not a possibility. If you Google it, I mean not Google, if you go on YouTube and look it up, it's gonna take you a while, but you will find 2 to 3 videos on servicing Hobart mixers, and that's going to give you a good idea of what kind of trouble you're going to get yourself into. But just know that you would have to forklift that sucker up out of there and take it somewhere else to get it serviced. Besides the oil change, besides the switches, that's that. And then what state are you in? What state are you in? There's going to be a Hobart. You would have to go to Hobart to get the parts, basically. All right. So anybody else got any questions about any of this stuff? Oh, that's right. You're in Canada, you're like Quebec or something like that. Oh, I don't know. Let me see. I don't know anything about that. All right. Hobart Service Office. All right. Excuse my spelling. Excuse my spelling. Yeah, Hobart, Canada, that's a whole nother thing. That is going to be a whole nother issue, because I don't even think you're calling, what am I talking about? Yeah, you're not even going to call the same tech support that is for the States. You're going to be calling a completely different tech support that more than likely is going to answer Parlez-vous français? Okay, yeah, they got the 3 different offices. Yeah. So you would go there, and so that is a completely different situation. I can't speak on Canada's tech support. I know that the States, they would talk to you for a little bit, and that's about it. But as far as Canada's tech support, there's no way I would be able to inform you about that. There's no way. You're on your own with that one. So here we are, Montreal. I don't know where, and I don't know why they're not showing it. As soon as I zoom in, it's not even popping up. But yeah, so you have a completely different, I saw it pop up earlier. You have a completely different number than what we have. Yeah. Oh, you know what? I'm glad you mentioned that. I want to talk about that because I've been on for an hour and 43. Do you guys want to hear about the other companies that's been purchased? So there's been a large purchase in the industry. Of a tech company. Oh, sure, no problem. Yeah. Until I remember where you are, it's going to be a little hard. So yeah, well, that Hobart stuff is real quiet, right? So thanks for telling me about that. But here, Tech 24, all these places are owned by hedge funds. So HCI Equity Partners purchased Tech 24, and now Tech 24, armed with these billions of dollars, they're buying up other companies. So they're in 50 markets, 20 states. Let me show you Tech 24. Just like PT Holdings owns Parktown, and then they in turn own all these service companies. Let me show you who Tech 24 is. Tech 24 is the competitor to the other Parktown companies. Smart Care and the other one. All right, let me see here. Well, Tech 24. I got to go to Tech 24 directly. So, Tech 24. Let me see here. Commercial. Food service repair. This is actually a good thing for you as a smaller person. I repeat, this is actually a good thing. It is perfectly fine that these guys are gobbling up all of these other ones that are your competitors. The entire reason why, and see, there's Cefesa. There's Cefesa. So if you join Cefesa, you would be with these multi-million-dollar companies. And there's National Service Cooperative. They're kind of a pain. If you have more than one technician, then they'll allow you to join and they'll give you service calls. I actually have some clients that ordered a shipping container full of stuff, and it's all NSC is providing the service, and I can't even help my client out because I'm not with NSC. So here's a little peek behind the window. Okay, you guys can see a little peek behind the curtain. So here we go with locations. These are the different companies. So Tech 24 is in Vegas, Phoenix, Arizona, all these places. Tech 24 owns United Services. They own Arrowhead, right? So all these, see, they own in Phoenix. Tech 24 is there. They own Arrowhead, also in the same city. Sacramento, you go to Austin, Dallas, Houston, Tech 24 is here. And also in Houston, they own Big Fish. Also in Houston. They own United Service. I see them every day in Houston. Very, very small writing on their trucks. You wouldn't even notice it. So in New Orleans, Tech 24 owns TMR in Baton Rouge. I mean, United Service, they bought this company. This is every city in Houston. This is every major city not in Houston, in Texas. Dallas, El Paso, Houston, Lubbock, McAllen, Odessa. All of these is owned by Tech 24. Then you go into the Midwest. Look, it doesn't even fit on the screen. Alliance Mechanical in Chicago, downstate Illinois, they own Yukon and Carbondale, Marion, Illinois, St. Louis, Mount Vernon, Facilities Management, all of these AIS. So they just recently purchased AIS. So that's Ohio, Pennsylvania. So what this means for you, hey, Frank, what's happening? Right? What this means for you is that these large companies are handling large companies. They're not handling the small mom and pops. They don't even want the regionals. They're handling, like Tech 24, I mentioned it before. Tech 24, one of their accounts is IKEA. So I'll pull up the IKEA and I'll see about 2-3 Tech 24 vans in the IKEA parking lot. Because they're doing PMs and stuff like that. All of these service companies with all of their technicians. That's it, the quickest way for you to cash out in the commercial appliance business. Get about 10 guys. It doesn't even matter what your accounts are. It doesn't even matter what your bottom line is going to determine out like what they cash you out at. But they just want the employees. They want the technicians. So if you get 10 guys together, start a small company, you'll get picked up by Parstown or Tech 24 in no time. It's easier than flipping a house, quicker than flipping a house. And here you go with the Mid-Atlantic, Baltimore, North Carolina, Virginia, Washington, D.C. Tech 24 is everywhere. New York City with Tech Express, Pronto in New York, Milford, Connecticut, Cape Cod, Boston, and then down here, Timco, Fort Lauderdale with Americo, Allied, and of course Tech 24 handling Miami and Orlando. Major companies, lots of money, and they're servicing everything. They're servicing the mixers and slicers, the whole nine. All right, so what are you saying? Yes, I say that all the time. Yeah, they do a lot of them have a 4-hour minimum. It doesn't matter the repair doesn't matter because the business has nothing to do with what you're working on. It matters that you're billing. If you call out one of my competitors, it's a 4-hour minimum. 4-hour minimum. Plus, they're charging if the customer calls and says, "Hey, my walk-in is down. I'd like a technician. Would you like the technician to come out now?" They say, "Yeah, sure, as soon as possible." From the moment they place that phone call, that customer is being billed. They're being billed from the moment the technician drives to get there. They're getting a charge for that. And then, yes, if the technician gets there and it's the GFCI and he just has to pop it, the technician is there for 4 hours on their laptop, sitting around looking like this, and then they're going back and forth from the van. It's a 4-hour minimum. Everybody knows that. They're full aware that it's a 4-hour minimum. Plus, they got to pay for the travel time for the technician to get there. So if it takes an hour and 30 minutes for the technician to get there, they're getting charged for an hour and 30 minutes for the technician to get there. That's the commercial side. There's nothing cheap going on this side. No one is worried about anyone lowballing. The reason why no one gives a damn about anybody lowballing is because you get what you pay for in this business. If you are not charging enough, you will be gone. You can't make it in this business. You can't make it in this industry if you are not charging sufficiently to cover your expenses. So you must cover your expenses. My insurance for my liability insurance quadrupled. Yeah, Frank is right. Yeah. You drive 3 hours to Louisiana to flip a breaker, and they're charged for that. They're charged for the 4 hours. I don't know if your company does it, but the other companies around here, they charge for the 4 hours for the guy to be there, plus the 3 hours for you to drive. That is, and for those of you that do not know, it is a very common thing. Maybe not 3 hours, but 2 hours. There's a tactic that these large companies do where they'll take the guy that's furthest away and they'll send that guy on over to the call, especially if it's an emergency. They're going to send him over just for it to be a GFCI, just for it to be a breaker. I had one of those myself. When you guys saw on Instagram, if you guys saw the icy machine, I was actually working on the Manitowoc next to it. And yeah, that's right. And and it was, the outlet was dead. The outlet was bad for the second time. And if that was any other company, that would be a 4-hour charge. So what I did was I stayed and I waited for, it was inside of Walmart. So I stayed and I waited for Walmart maintenance people to come on the scene. Then I was able to go and explain it to them what the problem was, prove to them that it wasn't the machine, that there was no power at the outlet, and then they started work ticket and got them up and running with the new one. If it was because it was inside of Walmart, on the other side of the wall would have been my client's responsibility, but on the customer side, it fell on the landlord, which is Walmart, to provide working receptacles in their contract. But yeah, that would have been a 4-hour. That would have been a 4-hour thing. That would have been a 4-hour shebang. All right. Any other fun stuff that you guys wanted to talk about? Oh, and then Frank, hey, I'll just put that training stuff in the cloud. So just email me, and then I'll send you a link to all the training stuff in the cloud, because I was trying to catch up with Frank, and we didn't actually meet up. So Frank was driving through Texas, and it was just a busy time of the year. Yeah, so that way I'll get you all the training stuff. I'm just doing that. I said forget it, because I tried to get it to you, and then I tried to get it to Mel, but Mel is busy moving, so I'll just put it online for you guys, and that way you guys can get it and download it, transfer it on over, and then I'll cut that link. I'll put it on Google Drive or Dropbox, or one of those for you guys. Yeah, I deal with daiquiri machines. Not a big fan of them, but I deal with them. There's a lot of different manufacturers of daiquiri machines. And here in Houston, let me show you. Here in Houston, I deal with a Frosty Factory a lot. All right, so Frosty Factory told me that I can, if I went to the factory, they would do some training. So Frosty Factory is in Shreveport, I believe. Let's see here. Frosty Factory, yeah, it's listening to me. It came up with tour. Frosty Factory is in, I want to say it's in Shreveport. It's going to come right up. So this is one of the major ones. When you go to New Orleans, you see this in every location. Everybody has Frosty Factory. Now, a lot of people, okay, Ruston, Louisiana, it is outside of Shreveport. It's outside of Shreveport. So let's show the map. I believe it's right outside of Shreveport. And guys, this is how all of these places look for the most part. They are extremely small. They rarely change from the creator, from the original person that founded the company. They rarely move from like where that humble beginnings came from. And I'm trying to go with this damn street view. Trying to get out. Let me get out. Because I want to say it's like an hour from it's like an hour from there. So so that would probably be what, 2 hours from Dallas? I think that's 2 hours from Dallas. No, there's no price. There's no price. I don't believe there's a price. Oh, you guys couldn't see that. What the hell am I doing? You guys couldn't see that. Sorry about that. Let me go back. You guys could not see any of these pictures I was doing. Sorry about that. I was thumbing through these pictures, and I thought you guys were watching with me. Sorry about that. So this is what I mean. They just jazzed up the factory, but I want to say this is probably like the factory from the from the beginning. Maybe at most they tear down the original place and then go with a larger place, and that's it. That would be like it for like the last 30 years. I'll go through some of my emails, but I'm pretty sure if you just call Frosty Factory, they really don't understand why people want training on their equipment. I talked to them about it, and they said, yeah, if you come down, we'll do a factory tour and we'll do some training. So it's pretty much like XLT. So this is Daiquiri. I know where you are. So yeah, Daiquiri shops is the biggest thing. It is simple refrigeration. It gets a little weird with some of the switches that they have because they got on, off, clean. They'll have like 2 3-way switches, and then you got some other stuff for the lighting, some other transformers and stuff. Then you have a certain way of Monroe. Right, and they're not that far from Shreveport. They're not that far from Shreveport. So you got a certain way that you got to put in the dasher in those things, and that's usually where the problem comes in, is where you get new employees and they don't put the damn thing together right, and then you got to come out there and redo it. That is usually you get occasional. Excuse me. You get occasional electronic issues with them. I don't know what. This isn't even for technicians. That password is for sales. But here's all the pictures. Good, I can go through. So yeah, I work on them. It's not a favorite. Okay, let me explain something to you. Yeah, I'm glad we got to this line set. Oh, these things can be self-contained or remote. And the problem comes in at when you have these things and they are on a counter above a bar back or something like that, and they're butt up against a wall, and they're not like sticking through a wall. When they stick through a wall, then you can go on the backside and you can work on them. Is really nice. When they're butt up to that, and they might have a condenser at the underneath the cabinet, it can be a hassle. It can be a hassle. It's very difficult to work on these damn things, and they're actually serving drinks out of them because they have it. Let me go over this real quick with you guys. Let me go back and let me show you the different styles that they have. So you have single barrel. Here's a single barrel. You got your single barrels, which are a lot nicer to work on than when you have a double barrel. I want to say they're like the 2, 3, whatever. They got double barrel units, and the double barrels are very cramped. It's extremely cramped in there. Let me go back. Let me just do this. Let me go into Frosty. Frosty Factory costs. Let's see here. And there are in this category, I want to say you're looking at about a good 8 different. I ended up with this Margarita Man anyway. So here's the double barrel. Here's the double barrel, and there's your 2 3-way switches. And so you have that on the other side as well. So when you have the double barrel, you can open up each individual one. You can have one in service while you service in the other one. These are using, so these are the FF217s. They have like 30 different models. They typically got 1 or 2 guys answering the phone for tech support. They do not really have time for you. So here we go. I didn't even realize they had 3 dispensers. But these are the different models. They do different things. So you have remote cooled, And then you have water cooled. Luckily, I don't have anybody with a water cooled unit. Here's the condenser unit that can be mounted anywhere, and I do mean anywhere, especially when it comes to these daiquiri places. And you have a large number of people that make daiquiri machines. So let me see here. First class beverage. People think that these things are cheap and they are not. See, like this one is $17,000. None of this stuff is cheap, just to let you know. Here's one of the units. It's $18,000. This is a double barrel. It's 18 grand. So yes, people will pay you to work on them because they get they make a ton of money off these machines. Okay, yeah, that's nice. Yeah, just let me know. Because actually, I'm going to be taking my daughter out. I'm going to be taking my daughter to Mardi Gras. So we're going to be going to New Orleans to look at the parades. So, yeah, on my way going out there, we would probably definitely meet up with you. Especially if they're even having a parade in Lake Charles, that would be even better. Because my wife, she loves to gamble, so that would knock out 3 birds with 1 stone if I did that. Because then you can get these books. So anyway, the as you see, the Frosty Factory, $18,000. And ladies and gentlemen, you're able to sell anything I'm showing you except for that Hobart stuff. You can't sell Hobart, but you could sell Frosty Factory. You could sell Frosty Factory. You could sell any of these units. You could lease these units. As long as you could prove to them that you're a service technician, you will get dealer price. And you can buy this stuff. They'll tell you, either they'll sell it to you directly or they'll point you in the direction of your nearest distributor. So here's the different ones: remote cooled, air cooled. You're limiting your machines air cooled. You end up with a lot more failures than water cooled. And the reason for that is because the condensers have to stay clean. You need enough air circulation around the units to keep the units cool. And if you don't, you're going to run into problems. Here are the parts. They have all the tech guides. Everything is there with... all you have to do is call Frosty Factory. They'll give you everything you need. Let's see here. These are all the air-cooled. So here are the many, many different units. And there are a lot of different manufacturers of these type of equipment. But in the Texas market, Frosty Factory is a major player. Who else makes this stuff? Taylor makes this stuff. I'm not a big fan of Taylor. Yeah, I'm not a big fan of Taylor, but Taylor is big with these. Oh well, yeah, quite a few other people. If you ever run across these, just tell them you'll take a look at them, because the likelihood of the unit being put together incorrectly and causing the leak is the customer's fault. It is usually not the fault of the machine. You have a number of faults with a unit such as this, with the unit leaking out the front or not freezing because it's not engaging into the switch. So it knows that the door is not assembled correctly, so it won't turn the machine on. But the other problems are going to be transformer issues and things like that because of leakage. You do have leakage from the barrels. Everybody has leakage from the barrels. Oh yeah, who else does FBD does daiquiri machines. So if you've had let me see if I can find it. FBD. Let's see, FBD daiquiri machines. And let me straighten out so you don't see how bad my spelling was. Okay, so FBD does them. SaniServe, that's right. SaniServe does them. Okay, so FBD is big in it. So they do the daiquiri, margarita, and all that other good stuff. That is what they're known for. I have given you guys the training information for FBD. Who here would like the link to FBD's training, free online training? I have not had an issue with that. I haven't had an issue with the compressors. I have, like I said, it's very big here. I deal with a number of chains that use them. They make more money off the daiquiri than they do off of food. Okay, I'll show you that. So I thought I gave everybody that. All right, so let's see here. Let me do the FBD. I think it's on the other. Bear with me 1 second. Let me go into FBD. The website is different for the training. Here they break down like how you could lease them. Here's your clients. Everybody sees. I try to show a lot of the icy stuff. And then what I'll have to do is I'll just switch on over FBD. I did speak to someone yesterday, as a matter of fact, and he said he took all the FBD classes. All of them. So now I'm going to switch over. So I had to log in. So now, bear with me. I'm going to cancel this one. Yeah, sure. Hey, you got the number. You got the number. You're more than welcome. Anybody who is a supporter of the channel, has membership, have donated, you guys are free to call, ask questions. That is perfectly fine. That is perfectly fine. I had no issues with that. Hold on, let me drop this down and let me add. I don't know how I ended up with a 2-hour stream. I only wanted to come on here for like, I swear to you all, I only wanted to come on here for like 30 minutes and give the industry news and some training stuff. How did I get here? Here we go, FBD. And let me copy this link. So of course you're gonna have to log in and everything like that. But there's the link to FBD for the training. This is for the FBD Academy, which I'm happy to hear that some of you have completed the courses. I'm going to say this. You're going to need to complete these courses. You're going to need to revisit these courses because there's no way that you are prepared to work on these machines after going over these courses. They take you from, they're like multiplex. They're going to take you from installation. They're going to take you through maintenance. They're going to take you through troubleshooting, the whole nine. Fair use. Fair use.
My name is David Bird. I'm a senior systems engineer here at FBD. I've been here for about 3.5 years, primarily focused on the digital merchandisers. We're going to overview the different types of FBD dispensers. So the dispensers covered will include the 37X series, our small form factor unit designed for steady traffic, available in 2 and 3 barrel. We'll also cover the 77X lineup of high capacity equipment available in 2, 3, and 4 barrel. Select dispensers will be equipped with multi-flavor technology, allowing a variety of flavors to be injected in the product as it's dispensed. Here we have a 372 multi-flavor, which maintains its small form factor, has 1 standard barrel, and the second barrel has multi-flavor technology, so the user can select and dispense the desired drink. We also have 771 and 772 multi-flavors available, with either 1 or 2 barrels of multi-flavor product. Refrigeration systems will include air-cooled,
Okay.
condensing, We'll also talk about multi-gas technology, where a unit can have carbonated or nitrogenated beverages.
So anyway, so they go over all that. These are very quick videos. Very, very quick videos. You can go back over any section that you want to as many times as you want to. There's the online training. Here's the remotes. Let's see here. Store personnel, installation. They go over your troubleshooting. All right, basic issues, main systems. Let's see here. Because I know you guys love this part. So once again, these are the machines that you see everywhere. I've been putting out the pictures where you've seen that they're down everywhere.
The product system. The product system starts really from the back of the box. So
Let me see
it's
here.
important to always verify this is properly connected. If the beep is connected, then everything is fine. The pumps right
Let's see what we got here.
run syrup to the machines. There are several issues that could go wrong with the pump. The very first one is the pump is
Oh, there we
syrup.
go.
This could be as a result of a vapor lock or as a result of CO2 not going to the pump. The most common display of this
Like
will be your syrup out at the machine.
I was doing a live
First of all, come back to your CO2 source. Verify that
in Quick Trip. Maybe I don't have Quick Trip here.
the pump. You can come right here, use a screwdriver, disconnect this.
So I had one of those. I was doing a live on Instagram,
Just to verify.
and
In this case, there is CO2.
I had to add more CO2. I was trying to get the product out of the machine, and the product wasn't coming out. And so I had to go ahead and add more carbonation to the barrel to get everything out of there.
What you need to do is to verify that the
So
line going to the machine has no kink. In this case, I don't see any kink on this
let
line.
me see here.
The next will be to verify the line
What the
that
hell?
supplies syrup to the
Oh man,
between the back in the box.
here it is. No, that's not it.
I have verified a
Oh,
line
that's Pizza Group.
and there is no kink. Once all the pressure is out, you can now come back to the pump and disconnect this line, take off the CO2 line and the syrup line, and now you can install a new pump on there.
This
And
is
that
not. Oh, here it is.
the issue at the machine. So we'll now troubleshoot the water supply to the machine. If for any reason there's a water out at the machine, there could be several reasons. Number
This
one,
is.
verify that the water supply to the machine is good. If you just replace a water regulator right here, as you see, if you just replace one of these, then you want to make sure that you follow the right direction.
Sorry, I have a ton of.
right here that shows you the direction.
Sorry, I've got a ton of stuff on my laptop, and it is starting to act up. I'm gonna get an external drive and start to put all of these videos and things on there, because I think it's causing my machine to lag. So anyway, so that's FBD. Here is, let me show you real quick. For the last several days, I've been showing pictures. Yeah, my stuff is lagging now. I've been showing pictures. There it is. That's what was lagging. Of nothing but these machines down. Nothing but these machines down. And here we go. So let me cancel this. Here we go, right here. This machine was down. Yeah, I'm gonna get an SSD. This was right here by my house. And it's like, I don't know if I want to even deal with these people, but this is 7 minutes from my house. Out of order. All of them. Excuse me. All of the units are out. All 3 barrels. FBD, right there. FBD. So that's what I'm telling everybody. This is when people tell me they don't see equipment that is down, I don't know where you're looking. And this machine to the left, this is the same machine that the gentleman that has learned a trade, he was working on the very same machine. He just put that video out maybe about 2 hours ago. That is the same machine that you saw him disassembling. That's it to the left. These machines are everywhere around you. Everywhere. Oh yeah, people always argue with me and say they never see horses in Texas, never see horses in Houston. Well, I say I see them all the time. And there it is right there. This was this was on the 25th, middle of the day. It's very, hey Frank, it's very easy to market yourself to these places. For one, everyone else is super expensive. A lot of these companies have a very strict policy on how they set up their billing. Just as one of the other persons were mentioning that there's a 4-hour minimum, because I say that all the time. We have a couple of service companies that have 4-hour minimum. Well, not only is there a 4-hour minimum, but they have to have a credit card on file. And some places do not want to put a credit card on file, right? And then they'll have it where, hey, look, we could charge up to X amount of dollars. So they have a very high limit before they have to notify the customer that there's a charge. Oh, matter of fact. So here's this one. Excuse me. So here I was at this Great American Cookie, and the unit was low on charge. That's a guy, by the way. That unit was low on charge. And so as I brought the pressures up, no, that's not a possibility on getting. That's not a thing. That is not a thing. That's not a thing. You know what, Frank? That's a problem that you would love to have. That's see FBD. So once you get, these are everywhere. No, because I filter out the customers that I take. Right. So. All right, so that's the Coke, that's the cherry. So I finally had brought the carbonation level up in the barrel, and so it got all that out. No, I don't have those kind of problems. I will go back. I had a golden chick. That because every golden chick, that's a chicken chain here in Texas. Every golden chick uses Isomatic. So I'm an Isomatic authorized technician. So they got to call me out or one other company out. The fourth largest city, in the country. And their only option is me and one other company. So they either got to call me or this other company out. And so the other company just says no. They ban that chain. And there are now about 25, between 25 and 30 of these golden chicks down here. So it's completely up to me. And when I had a problem, they tried to argue and say that the unit was under warranty. And I had to tell them and show them that no, the unit wasn't under warranty. It had expired. They bought the product. They didn't register the product. And the build time caused the unit to run out of warranty. Isomatic said no, it's not our thing. They pitched it back to Golden Chick. Golden Chick then pitched it back to the builder. The builder pitched it back to the installers. The installers picked it back to Golden Chick. This went all the way up to the VP of Golden Chick. And so the owner said they weren't going to pay me. And I said, all right, cool. So I just went back on over there to that Golden Chick and I snatched all my equipment out. They tried to lock me out of the restaurant. So I climbed up on the roof and took my equipment that was installed on the remote. I took it off. I already had I have already done 5 years. I've done 5 years of work with Golden Chick. I've made more than enough money. I work on the ultra fryers in Golden Chick. I work on the ice machines. I work on the refrigerators, which are Continental. The hot water, the tankless water heaters, all that kind of stuff at Golden Chick. And they have a brand. Let me see, a daiquiri brand, but they serve free ice cream. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find that brand. But anyway, long story short, you have to protect yourself. You have to be able to if you have a policy that you want that your credit card only, you're not going to be able to get certain customers. But you have security in not getting those customers, right? So hotels are not going to give you a credit card. Okay, how do you filter out the bad customers? So first of all, I talk to my customers. I find out the history. If they don't have time to tell me what the history is, then they're gone. I cut them. I tell them what my service call fee is. They say it's high, and I tell them it's a fraction of what my other people are. I cut them, because if they're giving me this much pushback now, when I give them the bill, it's going to be even worse. So there's no need in dealing with them. To reach out to them here in the Dallas area. Yeah, you can reach out to them. Their headquarters is in Dallas. Golden Chick is up there. They were started in like 1930 or 1940 or something like that. That's when Golden Chick was. Oh, and then Golden Chick has Rationale. Oh, they went from Vulcan ovens to Hobart. So they had Hobart ovens, right? And they felt that Hobart was overcharging them. No one likes Hobart service. It is what it is. And so they ditched. Oh, sure, no problem. They ditched the Hobart product, which is the Vulcan oven, and they went with freaking Rationale, which limits them even more. But Rationale has a phenomenal sales team. They know how to give a pitch like nobody's business. There's nobody else that can sell a person a dream. I mean, they'll have you out there in high heels and in a tutu. Rationale is just that cold with it. Rationale is I mean, their salespeople must hang out at every bus stop, Greyhound, all across the country, because that is their pimping is like nobody else's. Will Rationale help you out on the phone? A little bit. Does Rationale offer training? They used to offer training, and now they're being really weird with it. They used to offer training in Vegas. They used to offer training in the headquarters in Chicago, where I'm from. Like, their headquarters is like 20 minutes from where I grew up, or from where my mother is now. And I forgot where the third one is. I forgot where the third Rationale training facility is. But if you go to the main one, they got rid of the Vegas one. So if you go to the one in Chicago, it's like a 2-week training class, and it costs like $2,700. When they first started having the classes for Rationale, they were like $600. So this is Golden Chick. They're currently just in Texas, but they're based out of, and they own Philadelphia. Philadelphia. See, Richardson, Texas. Golden Chick. So up there in Dallas, they have 60 locations. 60 in Dallas. And that's where they're well established up there. They have about 60. Oh, sure, no problem, brother. Yeah, so you can call them. There's a nice lady that answers that phone. I forgot what her name is, but she's extremely nice. Very, very nice. She's very nice to deal with. They have several reps over the different territories, and they'll put you in touch with one. And you can always go by the different stores. And like I said, they also own Texadelphia, Philadelphia, Philly cheesesteak or something like that. I don't know if any of you guys ever heard of it. Yeah, they own this franchise too, Texadelphia, which is Philly cheese sandwich. They own this. They own that too, Frank. So that's going to be up there in Dallas. I think we've only got 2 of these down here in Houston. But what you're going to find is, and this is all tied in with the money. So what you're going to find is that you're going to have one owner that's going to own a Golden Chick, a Texadelphia, all that kind of stuff. So once you get with clients that you're comfortable with, you end up taking care of a lot of their facilities, which are going to be a number of different things. But you don't have to worry about being overwhelmed with work. You take what you can. Sure, brother, no problem. You take what you can. It's not like this stuff. If you're doing your job, this stuff is not going to break down all the time. This stuff is not going to break down like that. I said earlier, I had a person that called me from a restaurant. It's a very famous restaurant chain. The guys put it in the rap songs and stuff like that. And the guy called me up yesterday. This is his 4th time call. He didn't call me. He had other people call me. It's the 4th time they called me begging me to do work for them. And I'm telling you this like I'm big time or anything. I'm just telling you this because this is just a reality of the situation. You're dealing with people that are passing away. You're dealing with people that are retiring. So there are. Oh, and then the other one is like the companies that they work for are getting purchased by Tech24 and Partstown Holdings. And once they do that, they're taking care of the accounts that they're responsible for. They're not taking care of the other accounts anymore. So once Partstown buys your company, you're going to be taking care of the hospitals. You're going to be taking care of IKEA, that kind of stuff. You're no longer going to do those other locations, which is why Hobart exists as their service. So if you buy a Hobart product, you don't have to worry about who's going to service it. You just pick up the phone and Hobart's going to come out there and take care of you. So here's the one by me with that Texadelphia. That's the one in Memorial, Katy Freeway in Houston. The rest are up there, San Antonio, Dallas, that type of thing, Laredo. Oh, they got Oklahoma City. All right. So that's Texadelphia, which is owned by Golden Chick. So you're welcome. All right. So they need your service. I assume your service fee is higher. My service fee is higher because my pricing structure is not like the others. All right. I have an alternative lifestyle. I have an alternative pricing structure. So I'm not structured like the other ones because I need to get to other clients. I can't stay at a single client's place for 4 hours. To stay at a client's place for 4 hours has its benefits, and that's if I'm trying to keep employees working. My insurance went up because they say my mileage is high. And so how do you cut down on high mileage? By having your employees only go to 2 jobs a day. Now they're not running around going through all these different places, tearing up brakes, wearing out transmissions, wearing out tires, eating up gas. Now they're only going to 2 places. They're only going to 2 places a day. 4 hours at one, 4 hours at the other, 2 places a day. It's beautiful. I would do it, but I need I need to do the volume. So mine is structured more or less for volume. So I charge a higher rate per hour. I charge a higher rate for my service call. And when other technicians hear it, they freak out because they're plugging in my numbers with their formula. And my numbers with their formula, I'm a millionaire with their formula, but I don't go according to their formula. I have to charge a different way. You can. When it's on the weekends, they don't care. I have to get to all my accounts, and so I have to go on Saturdays and Sundays to get to my accounts. That's on me. If I were to take on another employee, then I can just do Monday through Friday. But because it's me, I'm competing with all those people you just saw. I'm competing with Hobart. I'm competing with Tech 24. I'm competing with all these other places. And how do I do it? I do it by providing equal or better service. The money doesn't matter. The money is not the factor. The money is minuscule. It is not your charge. If you're watching my channel right now, there is no amount of money that you are going to charge that is going to be remotely close to General Parts. It's going to be remotely close to Whaley's. It's going to be remotely close to Tech 24, Commercial Kitchens. You don't have the math skills to get your numbers up that high. You don't know how to. You don't know how to charge. These other companies, they charge for paper clips. They charge for every single wire nut, every single Wago is a line item. That's why they can spend 4 hours doing the invoice, doing the bill, because they're charging for every single thing. They charge for electrical tape. They charge for all that stuff. You know, and as a big business, I understand that you have to watch all your numbers. So they've got to have excellent numbers. You know, they know exactly how many Wagos they're using, exactly how many wire nuts they're using. Not only do they know how many they're using, but they can put a dollar amount on how much they're making off of those. You can only do that if you're charging for them. I'm not charging for them. That's a failure on my behalf. I don't know how many wire nuts I use. I don't know how many Wagos I use. That is a failure on my behalf. I'm not doing it the way it should be, and that is charging for every paper clip, charging for every sheet, every invoice, every screw. They charge for everything. I don't care how inconsequential, how minuscule you think it is. That is a line item. There's no miscellaneous on their invoices. Their invoices look like the Dead Sea. It's just the Torah. I mean, it's a huge scroll. Their invoices, you know, and that is how it should be. That is really how it should be. But for me to go ahead and line item all that stuff, I just lump it up and charge a larger amount, right? Can you get away with that? Maybe. I don't know. I would never tell you to charge the way I charge. I have the attitude to pull it off. I have the swagger to pull it off. I have the skill set to pull it off. I'm coming recommended by the equipment manufacturer. So I can pull that off. Say, hey, I didn't call you, you called me. You know, you got a line of people out there. I got you up and running. Here's your bill. Pay me my freaking money. And they'll pay the money because I'm their alternative. What's the alternative to me? Nothing. There is no get the drunkard in the parking lot, bring him in here, have him work on the machine. Those days are done. Those days are over with. Those days are gone and they're never coming back. All right, on CODs, do you put a markup on parts? Yes. If you, I don't have a set markup on my stuff. How much percentage wise is a good one? It all depends on how much you feel like arguing with the customer, right? So I do mine based on the type of client, almost based on ethnicity. Certain clients are going to argue with you on labor. They see labor as cheap. And so they will try to negotiate with you on labor hours. They're not going to negotiate with you on component prices. So you would mark that up and then say, fine, I'm not going to argue with you here. I'll give you a couple bucks off, whatever. And that's a no-no. You shouldn't do that. But with certain clients, you know, it is a cultural thing and you give them a little something. But I know that going in, so I mark it up high. And if they don't want a discount and I've intentionally boosted the price of the invoice, well, then now I can give them a discount and say, you know, hey, look, you know, I like you. I'm going to give you a discount, whatever the case is. But the only reason why I gave them a discount is because I charged them more than what I usually would because they might ask for a discount. And a good example of that is Golden Chick. Golden Chick, I always make the bill higher. Always. If I do the job for somebody else, you know, I'm going to do it. Only reason why I do that because these are franchise locations and the actual owner that I'm dealing with is of a certain ethnicity. And so he's always going to ask his management staff to get a couple dollars off the bill. And it puts the management staff in a bad spot if they can't get a couple dollars off the bill. Oh, my insurance doubled. Frank, my insurance doubled. And on the liability, it quadrupled. So I went shopping around. I'm actually going to switch again. I have never had a claim. Since I used to work with my father and I worked under his insurance, and since I've gone on my own, which is about 20 some years, I've never had a claim. And so they claim that with everything going on, costs have gone up. And so how common are customers disputing costs? That is on a case-by-case basis. Right? That is on a case-by-case basis. It's an ethnic thing. Now I have a Louisiana boy that good old, you know, tobacco chewing Baton Rouge cat, and he always wants to negotiate with me on freaking prices. And he's with I just showed the numbers. He's with a restaurant chain that his store made $1.2 million last year. But he wants to hassle me on my damn prices when it comes to work on the freaking Isomatic. So I always stick it to him. Yeah, but still, I still have to pay it. I still have to pay it, Frank. And then you don't exactly get that money back. It just comes off of what you're responsible for paying, Frank. So I've already got enough expenses. So 4 times to go from 1,000 to 4,000 a year, Frank, that's no, hell no. I was with the Hartford for 10 years straight. No jumping, no switching for better rates, none of that. 10 years straight. No incidents, no nothing. And they gave me $9 million liability insurance. They would up it for me every year, no cost. You know, I do work for McDonald's or whatever. I do work for a high rise, and they say, oh, we need this insurance, this that on your COI. I call the Hartford. And they say, oh, sure, no problem. There you go. You got it. Any charge for that? Nope, no charge for that. It was like that for 10 years. And then this, it just at near the end of 2023, it just started ratcheting up for no reason other than them saying that, oh, the market is going up. So that's fine. It is whatever. But yeah, like that Louisiana boy, he wants to, a good old boy, he wants to argue with me. I said, fine. So I just mark everything up so that I can give him a little something. I just mark it up. But I looked it up, and his store did $1.2 million last year. But he wants to hassle me over my charges, which is fine. You just got to know how to play the game. I'm an independent. I can do that. If I was with a corporation, you just can't play your numbers all any kind of way you want to. You just can't do that. So with that being said, that's just how these things work. I have leeway, and if I know, so every time I go to the place where Baton Rouge boy is, he hates to see me coming. I jack up the price, and then every time, oh man, can't you do something about this? Oh man. And I say, all right, cool. I'll take off this. I'll take a couple bucks off. And then he's happy. He's happy as I don't know what. And I still got the original numbers that I was going for anyway. So that's how I do. That's how I do with that Louisiana cat. And with the other ones are more ethnic based. It's a cultural thing. So I had to jack up certain things, and then I'll give them that. If they decide that they'll pay the full thing, then in my good conscience, I'm not going to let them pay it. I'll say, hey, look, I'll give you a discount on this. But that's just how you work it. It's your business. You do however the hell you want to. That's life. That's business. But you have to be able to cover. You have to be able to cover all your costs. You have to be able to cover this damn training. How do you get maintenance calls done as opposed to work orders? Oh, all right. Now, doing my damn maintenance calls with like Wingstop, doing these damn maintenance calls, I only got like 8 Wingstops. But doing these maintenance calls with Wingstop is kind of it's kind of hectic. Only reason why I say it's hectic is because the only restriction my Wingstops put on me is that they don't want me to go to their place during the weekend. And so the weekends take a little while. Wingstop has all that oil that gets all over everything. And so it's a little more labor intensive to clean a Wingstop than it would be to clean any other place. Because that grease gets in everything, gets in the ice machines and the whole nine. And my Wingstops, they have between 2 and 3 ice machines. And I didn't realize that the normal Wingstops I deal with, they'll have 2 ice machines, one in the back and then one in the front lobby for the customers to use. But the new chain that I signed up with, they have 2 in the lobby. Oh yeah, some of them have 4. Oh man, some of them have 2 in the lobby and 2 in the back. And so that is, and I do the refrigerators and everything else. So it's kind of it gets a little challenging. They say they'll open up early for me. They open up, management gets there about like 9 in the morning, and Wingstop is open till midnight. So if I go during the weekday, I got all the way from 9 in the morning until midnight to go ahead and take care of Wingstop. So it is what it is. But that is a challenge on my part, taking care of my PMs for Wingstop. So it's not easy. None of this stuff is going to be easy. You have never once heard me say that any of this was easy. You've never once heard me say that anybody can do this. You've never heard me say any of that. I'm going to be honest with you. Not all of you are going to be able to make the transition. It's just not going to happen. But for those of you that do, just know that there are certain niches, certain niche customers that you are going to be able to get if you follow what I've laid out for you. What I've laid out for you all is to start with these smaller, less popular brands. If you start with the smaller, less popular brands, you're able to learn with less stress on you. You have the full backing of tech support. You have the full backing of parts that they'll provide for you. They know their product. They know their product. They know what kind of issues they're experiencing. They know what kind of parts are flying out in and out of their warehouses. So they can easily pinpoint what you're dealing with. You would typically have those customers that they would give you all to yourself, little to no competition from anyone else. And that's how, and then you would take those manufacturers that I've given you, you then use them, and you're able to apply leverage against larger manufacturers. Once you've gone to the Hoshizaki training, the Manitowoc training, all that kind of stuff, you could take that leverage. You say, hey, look, I've been to these training classes. I'm providing service. I've shown you that when you sign up with like Onera and some of the other ones, their clients are Popeyes. Their clients are some of these other places that they'll send you, and they get you in the door. They get you in the door. When Onera Group, when Enfrico and all those other people, they send you out, you're being sent out and you're being told to the customer that you're the expert on that. And so they're willing to give you a little leeway. You're able to go out, you're able to talk to the factory on the phone. They will spend the time on the phone with you. If you need an hour on the phone, they will spend that hour on the phone with you. That's not going to happen with Hobart. That's not going to happen with True. That's not going to happen with Continental. That's just not going to happen. They expect you to be on it when you go out for Continental. When you go out for Continental, when you go out for True, when you go out for Hoshizaki, they expect you to be on it, and they're going to cut that call after a certain amount of time. But the upstart companies, they'll give you as much time as you need. They'll send you as much documentation as you need, training videos, whatever you're looking for. They're going to make sure you have it. They're going to make sure you have it. And then it opens you up to all kind of opportunities like MVP. MVP wants me to take units that have been damaged in shipping, take them back, refurbish them, sell them, and then split the profits with them. They're going to give me the parts. They just want me to sell it and then split the profits with them. Hobart's not going to do that with you. Delfield isn't going to do that with you. No, none of these other manufacturers are going to do that with you. MVP will do that with you. And Frico will do that with you. Onera and all these other guys, they'll do that. They'll do that kind of stuff with you. But that's how you get your foothold in the business. That's how you get your foothold in the business. And like I said, Atosa. I'm not a big fan of Atosa. I was with Atosa in the beginning. Matter of fact, let me show you guys some stuff. Since we're doing one of these like 18-hour streams that you guys love so much. Let me see if I got my stuff with me. Yeah. No, this ain't it. I don't think this is it. Let me see what I got here. No, this is okay. Yeah, so I do have a little something. So as you see here, oh man, let me see what I can do here. There we go. Might have to change this to a blue screen or something. This is Yeah. Oh, I don't want to do it. This is the CEO of Atosa. I don't know if he still is a CEO of Atosa. The guy met with me and gave me his cards. His whole little Chinese entourage came and met with me. I've met with all of these people and these different ones. This is Laundry Lux. Let me see if I got the CEO. I got the CEO of Wasco Matt. There you go. President. There's Cody. This is Electrolux. Electrolux Wasco Matt. I got the blue screen on. I've met with all of these people. I've met with all of them. I got tons of cards that these people give me when we sit down and talk, because I take care of their clients in the market. So when I tell you about some of these clients, it's for a reason. Hold on 1 second there. Yeah, it's for a reason. I tell you to start out with these people. Oh yeah, AHT. Yeah. Yeah, AHT is a German manufacturer. I've gone over some of that stuff too. The refrigerant they're using, I think some of the AHT stuff is using 448A. But you might run into some older AHT equipment. AHT is very big in the grocery space. Now, the other ones to consider is going to be more than AHT. The other ones to consider is going to be oh shoot. Oh, I keep wanting to say Green Air. It's not Zero Zone, because Zero Zone is green. That's why I was thinking Green Air. I don't know what the hell happened to AHT. Hold on 1 second. This NAFCOOL popped up. A lot of different manufacturers tried contacting me about some of their products. I don't know what this is. All right, Zero Zone. Now, Zero Zone is very nice to deal with. Zero Zone has no problem helping people out. And you've seen Zero Zone, you just didn't know what it was that you were looking at. Let me see if this thing will let me flip. There it is. So not only do they have, these are rack systems you're seeing, but they have non-rack system, and that's what I would prefer for you, is not industrial, retail, but either self-contained, where they had the condenser on top of the deli case, on top of the case. I don't suggest that you start messing with racks. Yeah, I don't suggest you start messing with these CO2 systems and ice rinks and all that kind of stuff. Just start simple with the self-contained units. They're just like any other refrigerator. They're just about. They're really old school with their clicks on. Let's see here. And let me give you guys the link. I'll drop the link to this, since you guys are hanging on, since I got 3 people in here. Yes, every well, okay, here's the deal with that. They're transitioning. They used to have Zero Zone. When I started accepting calls, I was getting Zero Zone at Dollar Tree. And a little time went by. I started getting dispatches again, and they were all freaking Hossman. I was like, what the hell? I'm not a big fan of Hossman. Yeah. Hey, go with the low hanging fruit. Don't go with any remotes. Don't go with the rack system. Before you go with a rack system, go remote. Steps, please. Baby steps. Baby steps. Yeah, Zero Zone has an app. Yes, they got an app. They got an app. They have wonderful tech support until them guys retired. They got wonderful tech support. They know. I mean, they know those pieces of equipment in and out. There's not really much to them. You know, it is a lot of defrosting. And now that you got these units with a lot of Dixel controllers and whatnot, I don't mind them. I do not mind these units. Let me see, multi-deck. So you have Howard McRae, you got Zero Zone. What I'm trying to do is I'm trying to slowly ease you in, slowly bring you in to this much larger world on the commercial refrigeration side. I don't want to hit you with too much. That's why I give you brands like MVP. MVP has the dough mixers. MVP has deli cases. They have merchandisers, all that stuff. I don't hit you guys right away with the Turbo Air. Right? Turbo Air, if some of you saw my Instagram, that was a Turbo Air unit. The new Turbo Air, which are just now reaching 5 years, 6 years, they are now breaking down. The new Turbo Air, which is nothing like the last iteration, the new Turbo Airs had a self-cleaning condenser. Those self-cleaning condensers are failing. The lint is building up. The pressure is building up on the high side in the system, and it is causing failures. It is causing a lot of failures. Also, the heat is building up. It is cooking the controls that are mounted in the back by the compressor. So that heat is building up, and it's causing the fan board to go bad, because it's a sandwich board, which is a main PCB, and then the other one is for the fan. And I believe the other one is the fan also controls the temperature. I believe that's what it does. And those are starting to fail as we speak. Oh, there goes another one. Now, as we speak. All right, what temp should the reading on cheese cases be? I don't know. It's going to. You're going to have a list of temperatures right there on every case that you're working on. They're going to have temperature readings, and the employees are going to tell you what temperature. That's the first thing I ask them, is what temperatures were they looking for, were they trying to reach, and then they'll tell you. So rely on this staff, and then they're going to tell you what temperatures your units need to reach. So, and then if you're going to a grocery store, a chain, even if it's a small chain, that manufacturer is going to know what that unit is set for. And now these are all digital. So unless that controller, whether it be Corel or Dixel, unless that controller actually melted, which they can do, those settings are going to be in that controller, and so you could just go off of those settings. It's not like you got some dial that you're working with. Dials are now illegal. Spec stores and some are old. Yeah, but the employees are going to tell you what temperatures they're looking for, so you don't have to worry about that. That's the least of your worries, is what temperature you're trying to get to. And see, here you go right there. They right away, they say, hey, tech support, parts. So everybody has parts. All Points has parts. Parts Sound has parts. So that is not a thing. Worrying about parts. and then a lot of times you get them through the manufacturer. Let me see what they say about parts requests. Knowledge Center, they got all that good stuff. Service and support, so it's not a big deal. It's not a big deal as long as you're dealing with a self-contained unit or a unit with a remote. I don't advertise at all. If you sign up with all the manufacturers that I've given you, the MVP, the Blue Air, Atosa, Dukers, all that kind of stuff, there's no need to advertise. All of these people in your area are going to get inundated with your name and number. So as they call up, they're going to get your name and number. Your name and number is then going to get circulated with the distributors in the area. So people will they'll call up the manufacturer and say, hey, look, who do you have that work on fridges? And they'll tell them who's they'll give them your information. Those people don't even want you to work on that brand. They want just somebody, period, that is knowledge and recognized by a factory. So that's what they do. Nobody goes online to look for a service company. That is not a thing on the commercial side. Most time people don't even have the ability to do that. They have to go through corporate, and corporate is going to call around and get you the person. I'll give you an example. Jollibee's stores are required to only use companies that are factory authorized. They cannot use someone who is not listed with that manufacturer. And being that I was listed with Atosa and Isomatic, Henny Penny, all those different places, it's not a problem for me. So that's how you get a lot of these places. If you get listed with the manufacturer, you don't even have to be published anywhere. If they're able to call and say, hey, Henny Penny, can you give me a list of people who are in my zip code? And you're one of those people, you're golden. That's just how that works. That is the thing. Let me see here. I had somebody ask me about, have I ever seen Henny Penny or worked on Henny Penny before? So you guys are something else. You guys are something else. Yes, I've worked on all this stuff. Yes, I do. I wouldn't have this YouTube channel if I didn't. It's the only reason why I do this, because I have this information to share. I've given it out before, and I do have to check. I have not checked just yet. We're still in the beginning of the year. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still at the beginning of the year. Manufacturers have still not put out their schedule for 2024. Here's the Cyber Cafe. Let me see here. So as these people come out, here is the link to get to the Cyber Cafe. Okay, what's a good size ladder? I don't have one. For machines with a condenser on top. I always use the ladder of the property, of the building. I don't bring a ladder with me. Okay, sorry, I missed that. Yes, I am, but that's, I own the company. I will say that most guys are not, and the guys that are not too talkative with the customer are employees. You typically are going to be talkative with the customer. I mean, that's how you find out what's wrong with it. That's not, when I show up to a location, hey, what's wrong with the unit? Tell me what's going on with the unit, and then we go from there. What have you been experiencing? How often? When did this, when does this happen? What time of day does this happen? All that kind of stuff. Is it just when you start your shift? Is it during the busy time? Is it when you turn on other items? When does this happen? That's what I go off of. I'm going to show you what the Henny Penny tech training website looks like, and we'll see. We'll check together to see if anything has come out. So here's my stuff with my number, my Henny Penny number, my training, and all that other stuff. I've got 2 badges. Whoopee. 80 points. I don't know how the hell these guys get all these damn points. How the hell does he have 22 badges? I don't know how the hell they get these badges, man. Anyway, all my stuff is expired. I have to redo all my certs. Is this new? Oh no, this is something I was signed up for. Eaton, Ohio. Eaton, Ohio is where you would go for the in-person classes for Henny Penny. And Henny Penny is your chicken places. That is their biggest clients. They're going to be chicken places. You're going to find these in some grocery stores. Let me see here. I don't know if you guys are putting anything in the chat or anything like that. I am going through the website. I'm trying to find any classes that are coming up to show you guys. So I'm clicking on Classroom right now. I'm going through them all. Self-assigned, I'll do content library. And let's see if we can find anything. Location of Henny Pennies, nothing. Excuse me, nothing has come up yet. Not even live session. Let me do webinars, Zoom meetings. We're going to do from today up until October 31st. And let's see, we got nothing. So they haven't put anything out yet. There's not a single, there's nothing yet. Okay, so here's what some of you guys want to see what some of this training stuff looks like? Hold on, let me see. I can't see what videos we're on. Okay. Hold on, I'm going to close some of these. I can't see my some of my screens. Hey, I know my sister's going to get on me for this. Damn it, you doing those 16-hour streams again? Yeah, I did a 16-hour stream by accident. Okay. Once you get accepted by Henny Penny to come into the cyber cafe, it's a 24-hour cyber cafe. They used to have, during COVID, they used to have live webinars. They haven't had those. Since they released the lockdown. And here's where you can get recertified. So here I can get my yum. This is, all right. So Kentucky Fried Chicken and all of the chains are under Pepsi, which is Yum. I get my Yum servicer number. So I have a Yum servicer number. Here's the mobile form and all this other stuff. They have an app. So you use the app when you roll up to a location. So I completed the inspection and certification. Okay, so I'm qualified to do certain jobs. So you pull up and your store number, you can pull up the store number and all this other stuff. This thing has been under development for like 3 years. All the stuff is there. You're supposed to fill out the information for the fryer, what they got, all that other stuff when I pull up to a KFC. And Taco Bell. So Taco Bell. Henny Penny is a option for McDonald's. They have a love fryer. And yeah, I can get my servicer number. I had a servicer number. I still do. I just don't know where it is. So here they go over all the stuff. There it is. It's got sound. They cover all the good stuff. Be very careful. This is a pressure fryer. Is extremely expensive. Be very careful with that. You could lose your fingers. One of the guys was talking about that because it's got weights on it, and the back part comes out like a guillotine when the weights. When you release the spring on the weights and it goes up, yeah, it'll practically chop your fingers off. That's why they say 2 people are supposed to do it, and you're supposed to use bricks and all this other stuff. This is the PFG 691. I like this fryer. I really like this fryer. I spent a lot of time with that PFG 691. Jollibee's uses the 691. 690. You got the 690 and the 691. So they cover all this kind of stuff on the Henny Penny. All their different models. So this is a very common thing what they're doing, which is the repair to the lid fryer. It's supposed to lock down. Oh man, you'll see people trying to hang off this. You haven't lived till you've seen a 96-pound, 4'11" Asian man hanging from that thing like he's doing pull-ups, trying to get the lid to go down and seal. It truly is an experience. It is a sight to see. It is something to behold. Oh man. Anyway, so all this kind of stuff is here, and you get tested on all this stuff. You'll get a certificate and all that. Once you get your certificate, like I said, you're in there with all of the Yum brands. You get a 4-digit Yum servicer number. Then in turn, you can take that to any KFC, any Taco Bell, any one of those places, and you're not just limited to the working on the fryers. You got your key. You can get in. All right, PFG 580. There's a 690. I like to focus on my 690s. So yeah, lots of work with this because you get grease that prevents the mechanisms from sliding and gliding properly. You get grease blocking up the pressure relief valves. You get a lot of stuff. And you see a lot of this two-man stuff because it's not just that it's heavy. You see how he had to put his whole body into that. Boom, pull it forward and block it down. There it is. He's putting the weights back in there. So be very careful because that sucker will come down and it'll break your fingers. It'll break your fingers. I hate to bore. I lost a lot of people. I hate to bore you guys with this kind of stuff, but here's where all the training stuff is. And like I said, the ability to do work for any of those former PepsiCo locations. So in case you guys didn't know, Pepsi owned KFC. Pepsi owned Taco Bell, A&W root beer and hot dogs. They owned quite a few restaurants and forced them all to carry Pepsi products. And once they did that, once they set everything up and made them sign contracts because they owned them, then they in turn sold them, and the company became called Yum Brands. because now they're stuck with some probably 99-year contract to use Pepsi. But you can do that once you own the company. So all of this is a very common thing that you're going to do with a Henny Penny pressure fryer, Henny Penny PFG. Very common. It seems a little much, but it's necessary. Let me see what we got here. And I've given you the information to contact Henny Penny to do this directly. I don't know why they won't let me do this. So this is my content library. Yeah, people ask you, oh, have you ever heard of Henny Penny? And I said, yeah, I heard of Henny Penny. I've heard of it. I said, yes. I've heard of it, and I said, I'm actually trained on it. Quite a bit. I'm trying to get to some of this other stuff. Yeah, this is my annual. I know it says I got green check marks on all this stuff, and it says 100%, but I have to. There's a time limit on all of your certifications, and once they expire, you have to take them over again. Let me see here. Let me see if I get to my stuff. I don't know why they make this so difficult to use. Your Office 360 calendar is unauthorized. Let me see here. Let me see if it's under achievements. Yes. All right. So here's the certificates. So they're able to tell you that my forehead fryer training, that was what you just saw, was a forehead unit. And yeah, it was compliant until last year. All right, 4/21 of 2023. Oh shoot, I didn't want to download the certificate. Yeah, you guys won't be able to see that. But yeah, you have your certificates. All my stuff is expired. All my stuff is expired. All right, but with that, let's see here. Let me take this off. Let me see here. Henny Penny is expensive. Now, what do we have, CEO Jakes? What are you saying? Do you already have to have a chain backing you to get into Henny Penny? I actually did not at the time. It helps. Like I said before, with using leverage is very important. If you have a chain, you can actually have that manager call on your behalf or use that store number. You ask them for the store number and, say, hey, look, can I have your permission to call them and ask them? And they're going to say 100%, they're going to say yes. And so you call up. In this case, it would be JP. Everybody's freaking JP or PJ. It's JP. You call up JP and you tell them, hey, I'm dealing with store number so-and-so. The manager is this. Here's the model serial number of the units. I'm taking over now. I'm going to be doing the work. And I need to get trained and up to date on all these units. And they're going to say, okay, you have the information. I gave you guys the information. They're going to say, okay, we're going to authorize to let you get the training. And they do that. And now in Eaton, Ohio, they have the training. It's like every other month they have a training class. They'll have about 3 training classes every other month. And they're structured in such a way where if you wanted to spend all month there in Ohio with them, you could, or you could come back every other month and take a different class. So the first week is going to be one style of fryer. Second week is going to be another, and the third week is a different one. And then they also cover their combi oven. Henny Penny has a combi oven, and they will do that. They will do that as well. So let me show you, and I'm gonna end this thing because I don't know what, yeah, it's almost midnight for me. I'm tired. I am exhausted, and I am going to see what the hell my wife was calling about. Henny Penny PFG 690. So here you are. You see, the one fryer is $40,000. Not a bunch of fryers, not a bank. The one fryer. There's my baby right there. Yeah, that's my baby. $40,439 for one fryer. Oh, sure, no problem. Oh yeah, let me make sure you guys can see that. $40,000 for one fryer. Not 2, 3, 4. That's one. One Henny Penny PFG 690. Here's another one. Oh, go back. Let me see what this bank looks like. Oh, this is not bad. This is $30,000 for this bank of fryers. So $33,000 for this, and this is an older style. They got new touchpad now. They got new touchpad, built-in fryer. This is a Henny Penny. Is that electric? So they have a couple of different styles. Yeah, this is gas. So that they have a conveyor that'll lift the product in and out of the baskets, in and out of the fry pots. They have electric units. They have gas units. They have pressure units. See here, this is $16,000 as a pressure unit. $16,949. You might have seen this one in some grocery stores. It's very popular with grocery stores, and there's a chain of chicken places that use it. I don't know if KFC or somebody uses that with it. You lock it down that old school way. So yeah, these are not cheap. These are not cheap at all. Hold on 1 second. But that is Henny Penny. Yeah, it's funny how people want to argue with me about, have you ever heard of this? Yeah, I think I have. I heard of it once or twice. I might have actually seen one once somewhere. Hold on. I'll give you guys a little something, little taste. So here it is. This is the 691. I used to have to take care of this 3 bank of fryers. So this is, let me see what else I got. So this is like the gasket that goes under there. It's $145. It's not bad. You have to do some work on the this is another new location that I was dealing with. So these are in banks of 2. So you saw the price on those. So it's almost $20,000 each one, and they got 3 banks of them. So here I am changing out. Oh, it's thermocouples. PFG 691 in gas. Love them. I love these units. I love them. There's a guy that works for I think Whaley or General Parts, and he dropped his screwdriver in there, and I sympathize with him. I have dropped many a thing in these fryers. Never when they were on and super hot, but I have dropped stuff in them. So I do know how that goes. All right, so that was just a little bit of show and tell, because every now and then I do have to show you guys that I do this stuff. This is not a how-to channel. I'm not a how-to channel. I'm not a tech support channel. I'm not a tech support guy, but I do this work. My channel is to help you get into this business, to learn this information, and to be successful. That is the whole goal of my channel. That is it. It is not to teach you how to work on this stuff. I'm teaching you how to get that information, where to go to, so then you yourself can actually do this too. All right. And with that, I am going to end this and call it an evening. Please, 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 for me, if you would, put questions and things in the comment section. You can call me, yes, but it's better if you put it in there in the comment section. I can do a video to respond to your questions. That is what I prefer. Oh, sure, no problem. It's been a while since I've been on. I know everybody's tied up with the, I've been busy. And I know everybody's tied up with the sporting events and stuff like that. And just today I was doing a lot of work at the house and I wasn't able to get to my other clients. This next week is going to be extremely hectic for me. So I'm trying to get out as much information to you guys as possible. And as soon as the training information hits, I try to give it to you. If you look over this stuff earlier, you'll see the information I did on, you know, who's new, who's up and coming, you know. And do not forget, you got to hit the like and the subscribe. Please hit the like and subscribe. You guys are doing really great with the numbers. I'm almost at 600 subscribers. The viewership is off the chain. I really do appreciate that. But I'm trying to get up to my 1,000. I'm trying to get at the sponsorships. That is what I'm trying to get up to. Let's see here. And with that, these are the people that have been getting this channel, that's been having this thing floating. And anybody that's in the sponsorship, the members channel, please put in your comments so I can do some more tailored videos for those people that have subscribed. All right, and with that, thank you all for coming, watching, subscribing, and being members of the channel. You guys have a good one.